Just waiting for this show to start here at 4:20. So thought I'd get on here and do a little dance for you. Gotta wait for this 4:20 to come. Got the weed ready. So let me start this what do you call it? Question and answer. Welcome world. Exclamation mark. Weed world wide. New project. Okay. Getting ready, people. Getting ready for the 4:20. Getting ready for the 4:20. Might smoke out of bezel today, out of the big bezel. Here we go. Intro.
Cannabis, cannabis, cannabis. Lord, I really want some of this.
Bang, ding, 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 ding.
Cannabis, cannabis, cannabis. Lord, I really want some of this. Got a lot I say, oh Lord. Never had it before. Now that I got it, I want it more.
Tell him again, Josh.
I say, oh Lord. Never had it before.
Stop, people. Take this bong hit real quick. Sorry, that was a big cough. Excuse me. All right. It's a mystery. Yeah, how love can work out sometimes. Are you missing me?
Fly, don't swaggy, that's how I roll. On another level, on another level, on another one above me. Step into the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme.
Hey, try Adobe Firefly. It's been the shit. I tried to use it to make a intro. It's actually working really well. But I just have to pay for the subscription. It's a shit though. They give you a free trial, but I don't think they're letting me do everything because it's
The
only a
AI
free trial.
Toolkit is live on Artlist. Every leading AI tool you need for video creation is now organized.
Yeah, but Adobe's a shit. Adobe's pretty official. It's been around forever. It's a typical show.
It's caught out, and I'm missing you now. Wish I was by your side tonight. Hey. That moonlight shining on my bedside. Start to you that gets me through these days. Baby, it's you.
Everything I need and more.
Oh, baby, you. You're what my heart's been searching for.
You're like a mother.
Oh, pretty lady. Ain't no other girl can love me like you do. Oh, baby, you. Yeah, there ain't no other. Come and be my lover tonight. Girl, I promise not to waste your time. I'll be there for you day and night, and I will never leave your side. No, it's girl, you really got me. And with you, I just can't help falling. I love when you're with me, 'cause simply you are the one. Baby, it's you. You're everything I need and more. Oh, baby, you. You're what my heart's been searching for. You light up my world, pretty lady. Ain't no other girl can love me like you do. 'Cause only you. God, there ain't no other. Come and be my lover tonight.
All right, let's do a couple of these songs because I don't know how much listening we can get away with.
Yeah, we belong together.
It's technically, you're not supposed to listen to any songs,
Yes,
but
you do.
I'm trying to show off their music. The Green's the shit. One of my favorite bands. This is Lover Tonight. You guys can't read.
Yes, you do. Baby, it's you.
Everything I need and more.
Oh, baby, you.
Yeah, you.
You're what my heart's been searching for. You light up my world, pretty baby. Ain't no other girl can love me like you do. 'Cause baby, you. Yeah, there ain't no other. Come and be my lover tonight. Yeah. Oh, no. Hey, no. Girl, there ain't no other. Come and be my lover tonight. Yeah. Whoa, 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 baby. Hey, there ain't no other. Come and be my lover tonight.
Come and be my lover tonight. I wish that were true. Whoa. express the de-stress. I'm innocent, and I feel blessed. Now in effect.
Unify, connect, love the innovation that I accept.
And we let it run, yeah.
That's how we bring it. Now in effect through the chest when I sing
This is Revolution, a great band as well. I've seen them in concert, and they had an amazing show.
when I might stress.
Like, you go there, you get every bit of your $32 that you pay for the show. You get general admission, get there early, get up pretty close to the stage. It's a fucking jam. Even if you're one of the back crowd people, close to the exit people. But fucking yeah, it's fucking sweet band. They you feel the whole show. It's not just like some let's get some money from these. Let's get $32 from these. They really give you a full show. Have a lot of energy. Have a lot of energy, and like you feel the music in your chest. But yeah, sweet show.
When I'm low, I put a spice in the rhythm, and I put a little sugar on the life that I'm living. That's right, I let my eyes shine light. Start bright to suddenly tonight. Good thing I got my voice on mics. In the zone, trying to reach higher heights. When I might stress, yes I might stress, too blessed to be stressed. Yes I might stress, too blessed to be stressed. Yes I might stress, too blessed to be stressed. When I say yeah, I'll stay put. Put them back in their place now. Look, I got them locked with the sound just dropped, and I'm bringing it sick with a rhyme top notch. Oh yeah, that's how
the fucking I was fucking frozen in the crowd, like staring at this concert, just like in awe, and fucking and that it had a commercial of a boy and his sister talking for the boy who was autistic. And she took him to a concert, and he was the same way. He was stuck there, frozen, like, in the concert with everything going on around him. It was overstimulation. The music was overstimulated. I was just stuck there, frozen. It was like watching an action movie the whole movie, or whole show, whole reggae concert. Autistic that I did. Yeah, so here a lot. Andy's so dumb. So dumb. He's shown around the streets.
Beautiful products and publish them to my online store. I set the price and keep the profit.
You still gotta hustle. Take inventory.
One more.
Right?
This is the green as well.
Fireworks going off on the New Year's Day.
Like a dozen roses on the 14th of February.
Like a beautiful day in the start of spring. Like an April Fool's to watch the smile it brings. I'm all you need, girl. I'm all you need, yeah. Like chocolate to roses, you can't resist me, chocolate to roses, my girl, I'm all you need, yeah. Chocolate to roses,
you can't resist me no more. Chocolates and roses, girl, my girl, I'm all you need.
I like the leafy sky in May. Oh yeah, yeah. I like the sun that shines on a summer day. Like a chocolate pie on the 4th of July. Like a cool, cool breeze on an August night. I'm all you need, girl. I'm all you need. The chocolates and roses. You can't resist me no more. Chocolates and roses. My girl, I'm all you need. Yeah, yeah. Chocolates and roses. Oh, you can't resist me. No, no. Chocolates and roses, girl. My girl, I'm all you need. Like the leaves fall from the trees. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like a child smile for a trick or treat. Like give it thanks to the Lord above. And let the mistletoe with the one you love. I'm all you need, baby. I'm all you need, yeah. Like chocolates and roses, hey. You can't resist me, oh. Like chocolates and roses. Oh, my girl, I'm all you need, yeah, yeah. Chocolates and roses. Yeah, chocolates and roses, girl. My girl, I'm all you need. Someone to love you from the start and never break your heart. That's all you need. I got to take you by the hand and help you understand I'm all you need. A girl that truly loves me endlessly is all I need. And you're the perfect one. A girl that truly loves me endlessly is all I need. And my money, my $17 trillion. Chocolates and roses, girl. You can't resist me, no. Like chocolates and roses, girl. My girl, I'm all you need. That's a good song. It's one of my favorite songs. Chocolates and Roses in the Green. You can't resist me, no. Said chocolates and roses. My girl, I'm all you need. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop playing music because they're probably gonna flag the account if I
use Grammarly and feel
play
confident
music.
with effective communication.
We gotta not play music. La 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 la. What should we do? We should have a Google shit episode, a Google shit show. I might, I might make that. I might do a show, called Google shit. La, 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 la. The chocolates and roses, girl. Let's watch some
He's
Newsmax.
definitely using this. We actually have a polling club, which people can go there. It's pollingclub.com. We actually have a number of U.S. Senate primaries. We have polling on this, and his endorsement makes a big difference for folks. But I do think if he waits until the very end, it takes a while for it to actually take effect. People have to put advertising
we got
behind
like
it,
5
so
Jesus
if he
and
waits
7
too long, it actually
Antichrist.
may not
And
make a
Jesus
big
is the
difference.
Antichrist. Jesus is the Antichrist if he doesn't
It will be
want to kill
interesting to see
himself
how
and
it
die on the
goes.
cross.
Dante, I want to ask you about this
He doesn't
poll.
want to cut his
It's
dick
a
and balls
recent
off and
poll
die on the
showing
tranny
that,
cross for some
James
sex offenders.
Tallarico, would beat
I
both
am the beast.
Cornyn
I am the
and
Antichrist.
Paxton in the
I'm
race.
anti-racist.
Tallarico beating Cornyn by 2%.
Christianity
beating
believes in
Paxton
racism.
by 1%. Now, Dustin, I'll ask you about this too as a pollster, but without an
God made night and day, or day and night. When day was good and night was darkness, full of darkness and scary hatred.
Basically, who would Democrats rather run against, Cornyn or Paxton, do you think?
Beasts and all the animals have to
And
stay without of their own kind.
Trump has held off from endorsing Paxton is because he needs Cornyn.
Anti-racist,
he wants some things to pass. It's such a slim majority.
Bitch-ass man.
Want to endorse Paxton.
They say the best man in the world has to see it everybody else's way and cut his dick and balls off. That's necessary. Do something sexual mutilation to yourself. Cut your dick and balls off and die on a tranny cross.
2%, 1%, really a toss-up. But for a Democrat to come out of a
Die on a tranny cross, get stoned to death.
Texas is going
And
to be tough.
everybody's so scared of you that they don't want to touch you. They poke you with a spear or a gun.
With the upper hand, but that Republican candidate pulled it off.
They poke you with a spear or a gun to see if you bled out and drained it.
Something like that will
bled out
happen
enough,
here.
and then you go through your tranny surgery and recover for 3 days in the tomb and come back out a Babylon bitch and preaching prostitution and trannyism and pedophilia and murder.
Dustin, what do you think? Who would Democrats
Rep somebody into the worst crimes in the
I think that's
world.
probably true because he doesn't seem to have a lot of energy behind him. But
Try to sit here and
honestly,
lie that there's
you think about
multiple
Tallarico, I think
people turned down $23 million and had the perfect last minor.
Whatever criticism people have of her, she's interesting. She's not as, frankly, as far to the left.
17-year-olds, 18-year-old lineman.
There's video of him saying that
Had the
God
perfect
was
last
trans.
minor.
That's not going to go over well in the state of Texas. So I actually think
I turned down $23 million instantly. They lied. That's a nothing day, nothing moment for my gift from God.
Against Tallarico.
The day I got my gift from God was the biggest moment, greatest day in my life.
And I think
in August of 2018.
And honestly, I think Republicans
get it until a year and a half
are gonna keep the
later.
majority in the Senate, despite some of the media prognostication.
Well, a year and a half after it happened.
Optimism from a pollster here.
No,
on
they
that.
find out
Apparently,
about
Ken
it.
Paxton is speaking at this Ronald Reagan dinner tonight at CPAC. John Cornyn was invited, but we're hearing he is not accepted, so we'll see how that plays out at CPAC. I want to ask you about this before we go here. The Trump administration making history announcing the president's signature is going to soon appear on U.S. dollar bills, becoming the first sitting president to have his name on money, on currency. The change is, of course, tied to the America 250 anniversary. I want to get both of you in on this, so I only have 30 seconds each or so.
A whole
Dante,
bunch
what do
of
you think
dumb
about
black
this?
clowns. Whole
President
bunch of dumb.
Trump, his name
They
on
took
the
my
money?
blood, 6 vials of it. Yeah, some
disagree.
dumb black clowns that weren't supposed to be anything. I'm the one turned down $23 million, came away to fix every problem in the world. I'm the only person by myself didn't have any live human being telling me how to fix every problem in the world. I'm the beast that they was trying to stop from doing that. From fixing every problem in the world, making everybody equal and inhibiting space travel or propulsions, advanced propulsions.
Making our lives better, and then let the accolades come later based
We're
on
crowding
what
us
you did while you were in office.
into rocket science.
Okay, so Dante, you would turn down the option to have your
Interracial
name
love
on
and
currency, I guess, if you were
a
president.
house
That's
with
what
the
you're
amount of
saying, yes or
bedrooms
no?
to the amount of kids you have in your
I
family.
would say yes. Do it when I'm done. And for what I did.
Free college tuition.
Okay, Dustin, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know what I would do personally, but everything in the state of West Virginia is named after Robert Byrd, and that was done while he was in the U.S. Senate, and that's pretty common around the country. One of the other topics we're going to talk about was the Ukraine issue with Biden and the USAID, and
All right.
Yeah, some black people stealing my ideas. My ex-girlfriend said that these people were nasty hookers and don't hang out with them because they're bad, horrible women. And So on my 23rd birthday, she was beating me up that I couldn't get anyone pregnant, or I couldn't. My sauce was impotent, and I couldn't have a kid and all this stuff. So my 23rd birthday came around and said, "Babe, I'm about to go test my sauce out on these women on the streets." And the first woman I hung out with got pregnant, 43-year-old. They paid for an abortion, supposedly. And then all these niggers, I'm sorry, whatever they want to be called, the black Klansmen, go around and do my ideas with my women and go on my street, my women, my all my stuff, my love, my women, my respect. Some monkeys gotta do what Andy does, and monkey see, monkey do, and act like they're the chosen ones, act like they came up with the gentleman ideas to give away money that they worked for. That's just what they was doing. They were just giving away money like Andy was. That they worked for.
So you can't do it. So I understand John
Not any other black dad is miserable right now.
They want to be sure that people aren't coming into our country.
Right, any other black dad is miserable right now.
I don't want to say they've ruined it.
Any other black dad's world. I turned down $23 million, had 12 baby mamas, 11 of them, or the first 11 were white, had the last one was black, black baby mama, and 14, 15 kids.
This thug, this horrible human being came in through the Biden open border.
And they try to do this anti-interracial love, whatever. They try to cover up by having a interracial gangbang. And then sitting here lying that Andy was racist against interracial relationships. I only have sex to stick my dick into white women, kiss on white women.
Open borders, every country throughout the world, they sent them into a country, and we don't want that, and that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Iran, sir. Iran. What's the latest with Iran, sir?
On Iran, they are being decimated. They are talking. We are talking now. They want to make a deal. Very simply, our military is the greatest in the world.
I'm the only man.
Iran is being decimated. Thank you.
I'm the only man owed $17 trillion. They lied that that's a funny nigger joke. Funny, silly nigger joke. That's what this is all about. $17 trillion in my interracial family.
Iran was being decimated.
About any other black guy's misery. Black dad's misery.
At a Saudi investors forum. And so when the president starts to speak, we always like to bring that to you. You can trust that we will do that here.
Any other
for you.
black
All right, we're going to take
misery.
a break, but still ahead on Ike
A
Wingate
typical
America.
black man.
Transgender women are now banned from
Andy's playing in a women's league, in a nice league.
Women's athletics is
Andy's
on the rise.
the men's playing in a nice woman, in a dick suckers
When we
league.
come back. Stay with us.
Andy's playing he's a bitch, playing in the girls' league, in the sexy league.
Covering Washington.
How dare he play in the sexy league?
Ed Henry cuts through the noise and gives you
I've been moving calm, don't start no troubles with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle with me. Don't pull up with six black women to cuddle with A.M. with me.
And get this free book, Annuity Do's and
You know
Don'ts
how-
for Baby Boomers.
you know how I like it when they love it on me.
Maximizing your income in retirement. This book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies.
I read their
in
chat here.
simple to
Their chat's
understand terms that can help you
chat's
make
funny.
the right choices before buying an annuity. And if you call right
I mean, not
now,
funny,
as
but
a
it's
bonus,
serious.
we'll
Funny,
throw
serious
in a
and
free
funny.
annuity rate
Some of it's serious, some of
report.
it's
We've researched
dumb.
over 1,200 annuities summarizing the rates and benefits for you. So don't miss out on this
Don't pull up with
opportunity
the
because
6 black
supplies are
women,
limited.
6
Call
7.
now and find
Huh?
out how you
Go
can
ask
get up
them.
to 33% more income in your retirement, and you'll receive Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby
Andy
Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report as an added bonus. Both books are yours free, just for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-518-5694. That's 800-518-5694. Again, 800-518-5694.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most sought-after anti-aging
Don't
products
pull up
available
at
today.
6 a.m. to cuddle
Influencers
with
love
me.
it, magazines feature it, and
6
people
black
just
women in the
can't
morning.
get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle magazine
Dakota
gave
with
it an
Andy.
Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle
Andy
Filler for
Morton.
2025. Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags in as little as 10 minutes. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects will last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results.
Look at this one under eye bag. It's gone.
I've tried it all. And
Yeah, but I come from the suburbs, and
The best news in this super
I come from the suburbs, and the last hit since 2013, I've been working in apartment maintenance and running my own home improvements company. I love my job, and fucking I always went to job interviews happy and inspired and motivated. And
after a great American comeback,
and they try to sit here
and
lie that every other minute of my day, other than work, we're gonna leave work alone because we want you to go back to work one day. Every other minute of my day is a child rape moment, child rape and John moment.
Imagine that. Aligning with policies pushed by President Trump on women's
They
sports.
say, other than work, every other minute of your day is a child rape and a John moment. Never been called a pedophile or a John at my job, not once. And they try to sit here and listen to some sex offenders on the streets, on needles, have heroin problems, heroin addictions, passing out in your car and waking up and saying, I thought you still wanted to have sex.
At the Olympic Games, even the smallest.
Try to listen to those people. Andy had a job working around women and kids.
So it's absolutely
Andy had a job working around adults, not hanging out with heathens all day.
to compete in the female
Andy
category.
had a car,
In
job,
addition, in some
apartment,
sports, it would simply not be
money, weed, everything I
Isn't that
needed.
what we've been saying for a
All I
long
needed
time?
was a woman in a relationship.
Anyway, let's discuss
That's what I was out doing. They tried to sit here and lie that Andy wasn't doing it righteously. Everybody else has to follow Andy's idea, act like they're being whiter than Andy was.
To protect women. What do you think
They're
about
being whiter than Andy was. All the white women.
Yesterday was a great day
The
for
child sports.
women and
The athletes.
and for fairness.
Athletes walking down the streets of New York is what they said, not the ghetto of Sullivan. The darkest land in the world. I boarded up businesses all down their main street.
Executive order in January of 2025, and it caused a lot of momentum to be created on this issue, both domestically but also internationally. And
They're fucking
credit is
from
due
low
to
down,
Coventry,
low bad, down bad, scumbag, dirty sleazeballs. I'm working apartment maintenance all day, making $20 an hour, doing jobs that are worth more than $120 a day.
as your picture showed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we have this IOC decision. Do you think we can expect a decision from the
Taking
NCAA
orders and doing stuff
on this?
that's definitely worth more than $120 a day.
Their transgender policy. Do you think that's a
Call
realistic
me the bitch ass
possibility?
nigger. A bitch ass worker, employee. I ain't selling drugs to beat up enough people to be a accepted dad.
Other athletes
To be a hard-working black man. Look at his belly.
Over their policy, and they made some tweaks to
Hard-working
their
adult.
policy, but
Mixed man.
it doesn't like the IOC
Fake nigga is what they call. I'm one of those fake niggas.
on biology. And there's
Not
no
the definitive nigga, not
like
the
IOC is now going to require
nigga
sex
from the block with
verification
them.
testing, which is a simple cheek swab. And the NCAA has so little regard for the rights of women.
Hey,
and a
people,
level
it's been
playing
30
field
minutes.
that they're not
I don't know if I
willing
want
do
to
that
end the
right
show
now.
here or
So,
keep going, but I
they
think I'm
need
going to end the
to-
show.
They need to take
I had a
some
good show,
action
people.
to come in line now with the IOC. They're not required to do that. They may
top
continue to
three
hold
straight.
out.
Dude,
but,
I couldn't even tell you.
they're obviously
I just seen this.
hurting
I couldn't
their
even
own
tell you.
integrity and fairness in women's
When it comes to strains,
Yeah, you would hope that this domino with the IOC.
I mean, I like
the first one to
indicas.
fall.
I like sativas when I'm waking up in the morning about to go to work or on the drive to work.
I mean, he even
And
mentioned
then
it today at a
fucking
farmer's
and at lunch break.
event. He was also on
But
True
I like
Social when this
indicas when I come
particular
home and
decision was,
I come
handed
home and
down,
fucking
saying,
trying to relax or wind down
"Congratulations
or
to the
whatever.
International Olympic Committee on their decision to ban
After I
men from women's
take a
sports.
shower
It's only
and
happening
come home
because
and
of my powerful executive
smoke
order,
a
just
blunt
like
or
you
whatever.
said, Bill, standing up for
Smoking
women and
indicas
girls.
for the rest of the night.
President Donald J. Trump. Without the president continuing to make this,
if I had the option, I would smoke sativas in the morning and afternoon, and then indicas
kudos need to go to him.
late
But would it
afternoon
have
and
happened
evening.
without him, I guess, is the question I have.
You know, I'd like to.
I don't have I don't really have a favorite strain. They all change. If you go to you get a strain here in Ohio,
and take action.
Say
and
you like,
the president did that.
say you like Purple Haze, Purple Purple or something.
2028,
and you go to California and get Purple Haze, Purple Purple there. It's going to be the percentage and quality is different.
Is momentum because
like
of,
here we have pretty
Trump's
decent percentages.
Somebody asked me
but,
recently whether
you can't say like Purple Haze here is the same Purple Haze as other places.
Competing in women's sports.
I mean, it might be the same lineage or the same, literally the same species or plant strain or whatever, but you can't say it's you can't say it tastes the same. Can't say anything.
And
depends on how it's grown and all that.
Men competed.
Most people, if they're growing professionally, though, most people, if they're growing professionally, though, they're going to all the strains are going to taste the same and turn out pretty similar.
Is still to be won, and President Trump's continuing to lead the charge.
Thank you very much for fighting the good fight, Bill. Stay
yeah,
at it.
people,
We appreciate you being with us this afternoon.
I mean, since there's somebody in the chat, I might stay for.
All right, still ahead on Ike Wingate America. Chaos in a crowded airport and a split-second decision that saved a baby's life. We'll show you the dramatic moment just ahead.
They play these stupid commercials, acting like the children are more in danger than they ever been.
That saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
They're just young people, hungry, homeless, and vulnerable. Abused youth often feel safer on the street. Now, more than ever, that's the most dangerous place of all. Covenant House is helping young adults.
You as well, man.
We're providing.
I appreciate it.
To thousands,
but
the need is overwhelming, and
cheers,
no young person is ever turned away. Please call or go online now with your gift of $19 a month to help a young person.
You seem
You'll
cool,
provide
so
safe shelter, hot meals, and medical care. Your gift will show them they're loved. Homeless young people are afraid and alone with nowhere else to turn.
You want to know that there's somewhere you can go that's safe. So the Covenant House did that for us.
Please call now with your gift of $19 a month. We'll send you this blanket as a reminder of the comfort your gift provides a young person tonight. Please don't wait. Your gift is the lifeline a young person needs now.
I need to get blunts back. I'm almost out of weed for the. I'm almost out of weed, so for the month. So I fucking need to get blunts back. But I need to get more weed, but I need to start smoking blunts because you can see me smoking it the whole time. You don't believe it's a smoking show if I'm
agree with President Trump, and they're switching to Newsmax. They're watching great shows.
But maybe it's how it should be
Carl Higbee,
with the bong.
Rob Schmidt, Finnerty,
Not
and
like
more.
it's like it's a smoking show, but we're still being mature. So we just smoke every
Newsmax.
once in a while.
It's free to start. Go to newsmaxplus.com for immediate
Not saying that
access.
blunts
Get all
are
of President
immature,
Trump's
but
most
fucking
important events live. Imagine watching Mike
smoke in the
Huckabee's
beginning,
Israel
smoke at the
Report,
end.
our Melania documentary, Clint Eastwood, Charlie Kirk specials, even the movie Jesus of Nazareth by Franco Zeffirelli. Once you start Newsmax Plus, you won't stop. So try it for free. Go to newsmaxplus.com, then download the app. It's easy. So make the switch to Newsmax Plus today.
Sitting here lying that there's someone else being asked to die for all these prostitutes. Huh. Someone else being asked to die. Some other dad being asked to die for all these prostitutes.
Of
cut his dick and balls off for all these prostitutes, so that they got impaled.
An infant stopped breathing, and an ICE agent didn't hesitate, rushed in, brought the child back to life. No cameras, no politics, just action here.
I mean, we fucked,
Quick,
but he didn't get
decisive
raped.
action. He performed the Heimlich maneuver on this baby, restoring its
He didn't get
breathing after
impaled.
nearly 2 minutes. You know, you hear all these people talking about how terrible ICE is. Well, the reality is ICE is literally saving lives and saving the lives of babies. Thank God that President Trump put ICE in airports. This is what heroism.
You know, because
really
Andy's
looks
going to
like.
tell on
Another
the
example
media
of how
about
ICE is
their Mexican
actually
lies,
helping
their Mexican
our country. And
fantasies.
today, they were caught doing.
They call Andy a Mexican. Tekashi
That's all the time
6ix9ine, John
we have for
Bolton.
today's show and the week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend from all of us here at Ike Wingate America. Thanks for watching. Todd Starnes is next here on Into.
You know, all the ICE agents smoking ice, the people on ice, and saving all the kids from the
Nothing is off
Mexicans.
limits to David Harris Jr. And there's no apologies, because he's armed with common sense, real faith, and the truth.
Saving all the
Don't
kids from
miss it
Tekashi
on the Pulse
6ix9ine.
tonight.
Snitching to the Mexican snitch.
We're back. If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an
About the
attorney,
media's
listen
little
up.
kid
We
fantasies.
have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case
About the
is
media's
potentially
kitty
worth.
ears.
Pick up the phone, call now.
What will you do when the
They lied
power
to Andy.
goes
Had
out?
a kitty filter with only 17 was 18 line would be the only thing you could come up with. Only thing I could think of throughout their Mexican and down in Kingston lines.
Uninterrupted, because when your Generac detects a power outage,
I passed that, and Trump built the wall on Andy's team against the disgusting media, against the fucked up deranged media, pedophile media. Want you to either preach for come up with a good argument for pedophilia, something that you couldn't do, or
we just want to be prepared.
or they're going to lie that you're a pedophile.
home generators
Right.
are Generac with thousands of satisfied customers.
The number one thing to prepare for is.
But they wanted me to preach for these for this Destiny Island, Jeffrey Epstein.
Owning a generator is easier than ever.
The last kid I touched was a 17 was 18 lineman named Destiny. And I didn't know her name was Destiny until they told me in 2021. They reminded me her name was Destiny in 2021. All I knew her was 17 was 18 lineman. They want me to have a Destiny Island and preach for it, so they don't have to hide it
Make
anymore.
America great again as he begins
And
the
Trump was
second
on my
year of his
team.
historic term in office. Make
Joe
sure
Biden
your
wanted
kids
me
know
to
the secret behind his
uh,
presidential punch
me
with
to,
the Kids Guide to President
preach
Trump.
for a
Get
pedophile
this
island.
free President Trump bundle by
Pedophile
scanning the
tranny,
QR code on your
murder
screen or
island,
going to
Babylon Island.
freetrump.com. Teach your kids about the values of
It'd be able to
leadership,
justify all
determination,
the
resolve
evil
through the
crimes in
story
the
of
world.
President Trump's unprecedented achievements and momentous victories. The Kids Guide to President Trump is part of the Kids Guide.
They didn't have enough
popular
money for
series that ensures
for
your
Jesus
kids
Island
are
until
learning
Jesus
truth
came around, until the
Our
beast
President
came
Trump
around.
Bundle will also include instant access to the Kids Guide online, as well as the Kids Guide to the Courage of the President, all for free. Make sure your kids are getting the full story.
They lied
Use
to
the QR
the
code
beast
on
money,
your screen to get
the
your
all the
President
riches of the world,
or go to
which really Jesus, but misunderstood guy being called the beast,
Hello,
a
Americans.
bridge
This
troll.
is the Todd Starnes Show. Coming up, we begin with breaking news. Tiger Woods involved in a
Misunderstood
car accident
hurt guy
in
being
Florida.
called the greatest man in the world, misunderstood
We'll take you there as soon as it
as
happens.
being a bad person.
Meantime, Senate Republicans
beast.
cut and run after an early morning
He's against
vote.
racism
Speaker
and
Mike Johnson
for
says he
interracial
was
relationships,
served
so he's a beast.
crap sandwich.
Beauty and the Beast.
Congressman Randy Fine joins us live with the very latest. Rampaging mobs of teens terrorizing citizens
Buffalo
in
Bison
Cincinnati
hat.
and Chicago. Is it time to bring back corporal punishment? Our blue ribbon panel will discuss. And Jimmy Kimmel insults every plumber in America. The late night host, now the butt of conservative mockery. The Todd Starnes Show starts right now. And hello, everybody. I'm Todd Starnes. Thank you for watching. Well, what a colossal mess in our nation's capital. Senate Republicans surrendering to Chuck Schumer and the Democrats Well, the
Yeah, they call me Charles Manson with the cult following. They're the evil satanic cult after Andy. Wants him to preach for pedophilia and murder and
Democrats held the
trannyism.
line while Republicans caved. Well, Senate Majority Leader John
Evil
Thune
satanic cult,
scheduled the
believe in
vote
Satan.
for, ready, 2 a.m. while the nation was sound asleep. And that
Not
pretty much
Lucifer,
tells you
the
everything
angel
you
of
need to know about
knowledge
what the
and
Republicans
light, has
did.
been
They
sent down to
immediately
hell
skinned town without even addressing the Save
be the
America
God down
Act.
there.
There's no other way to interpret what
God's
the
most
Senate
trusted
Republicans
angel.
have done here. They have all but guaranteed massive losses in the midterm elections, and they have effectively ended President Trump's America First
I don't
agenda.
have one.
I sincerely doubt that Republicans will codify any more of the president's executive orders. Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson is furious, says the House was served up a crap sandwich. He also
They
said
lied
the
that there's
Senate
a
failed to
Satan
even
man in
inform
hell
the
and
House
these
that a vote was
demons
coming,
that make you
says
do this stuff
they were
and
kept
as a
in the dark.
human. You can't control
Congressman
yourself
John
as a
Rhodes
human.
told me on my national radio show earlier today,
Demons do is keep you
must
working and busy down in hell.
saying,
Keep
quote,
reminding you why you're there, and
step
if you
aside
bitch or complain
and let
about
somebody
it, they
who will
say,
carry
well,
the
you're
flag
this
take
kind of
over
a
and
person,
lead
you're
the
this
Senate
kind of a
because
person.
Thune is
And if you
not
don't believe
getting
them, you
the
can go and
job
meet the God of hell,
Well,
Lucifer.
joining me now is Congressman Randy Fine, a Republican.
I believe in
from
multiple
Florida,
gods.
known to speak his mind. Congressman, good to see you. Is it time for a leadership change in the Senate?
Well, I think it's
I believe
time
that
for
God had
leadership
created
in
to
the
everything
Senate.
and
What you
I
don't do
believe God
is
created
sit
everything,
right
but
at
I don't
home
believe
at
God
3 o'clock
created
in the
this
morning,
bad man
not tell your
and
senator
made
get
a
out of
horrible
bed,
mistake
pass it in the middle of the
and
night, send it to us,
and
and
now
then
he has to
You know,
go
John
make
Thune
another
was
realm for
literally
people like him.
boogieing out of Washington, D.C., while the rest of us were supposed to pass, as you put it, his crap sandwich. The fact of the matter is, we are not
I
going
don't
to
believe in the
allow
Bible.
law
I believe in
enforcement
heaven
to
and
be
hell,
defunded. And the bill that the
or a
Senate
sense
asked
of
us
it.
to pass would not
But I don't
fund
believe
the
in
very agents
don't believe
who
that the
fight
best man in the world
child
has to
sex
cut his dick off
trafficking
for some
in the
crying women,
Department of
for some
Homeland
women that couldn't be
Security.
the best
It's an
people in the world.
abdication of responsibility. And the fact of the matter is this: if you
Or
don't
most
want to
honest
work,
man,
don't be a
most honest
congressman
and
don't
not
be a
best that
senator. We're
not
prepared
best
to do
at
whatever it
like
takes to get the job done for the
but best
American
at
people.
being a man. Like
Well, here's what the Senate Majority Leader had to say after partially
not best at
funding
everything you do.
DHS
You don't have to be best at singing. You
We're
don't have to be
here
best at drawing.
thanks to
You don't have to be
Democrats'
best
determined
at
refusal to reach an agreement. There will be no Homeland Security
work
funding bill
or whatever you
this
do,
year.
as long as you're the
Instead,
best
just a
at
few minutes
intent.
ago, Republicans funded the Department of Homeland Security.
They're mad that I was the best at
It's not
intent.
the way
I turned
to
down
fund
$23 million
departments,
for my gift
President.
from God without
But
even
we're
thinking
out of
about it.
time for the critical
What
responsibilities
do you want?
and
Your
tens
money
of
or a gift from
thousands of
God?
workers currently going without pay.
That's
I
what,
mean, we
that's what
have
they
seen
said to me.
this every single time
Turned down $23
Republicans
million
have leadership
instantly.
positions, it seems like we're caving,
In a racist game
constantly
show.
caving to the
After
Democrats. How do we fix this?
all day, every day, for a whole year of them doing this in 2019,
Republicans. Look, I've been in
they
Congress
made a
about a
racist
year, and
game
here's what
show.
I've observed.
And then they fucking
Democrats are
the bet
ruthlessly
went from
effective
20
in
from
forcing
23. Me
bad
turned down
policies
$23 million
on us
for
to
my gift from
destroy
God, my kid with the
America.
kid, have
But
my
Republicans
family,
generally seem
which
content
God gave
to
me to
manage
tell me
our
I
decline
wasn't crazy,
like,
wasn't a
let's
pedophile,
not rock
and
the boat.
don't
Let's
listen to these
not
people.
make people work over Passover
And
and Easter.
came up
Let's
with a way to
not
fix
give
every
them
problem in the
away
world. My
with
own
war and
version of New
threats.
World Order,
Well,
which I
I
didn't
came
know
to
was New World Order
Washington
when I was
to
saying
save
it.
America, and I
Was
expect
just simply a
Republicans to
fiscal
come
reset,
here
labor
to do
enforcement,
the
a free
same. If
society.
you're not interested in doing that,
And
go
then
home
that's
and
for a whole
stay
world.
there. We're here to fight for the
And
American people.
you know, everybody in the world that doesn't
So
have
how concerned are
$250,000
you that what
in their
just happened
pocket.
today could very well be disastrous in the midterms? Because again, the American people overwhelmingly, Republican and Democrat, want that Save America Act passed. They believe
All the rich people
in
have to
some
give up all their
voter
money for
ID to vote
everybody in
this
the world that
country,
doesn't have
and for whatever reason,
$250,000.
John Thune
Everybody
says
starts off with
that will not
$250,000
happen
at the new
under my
currency.
watch.
And,
Well, I think there's still ways
labor
off.
enforcement till
I'd
you're
point out a few things.
45,
Number one, we're
but
not
it's all
accepting
necessary
the crop
jobs, essential
sandwich. We are
jobs,
sending back to the
and
Senate a bill that would fully fund ICE,
and
fully fund
all the stuff
Customs and
that
Border
you want to
Patrol,
do or the
and
things that you want in life
deportation of
are
every illegal
count
immigrant
as
in
like
this
something that that you want to
But the
do.
second thing
It
is,
doesn't
me
count as
and
like
many of
going
my
towards work.
colleagues have committed
Like
that
weaving
we
baskets
will
don't
not vote
count as a career.
any Senate bills of any kind until they pass the Save America Act. So we still have a lot of months
It
until
would
November. That's a lot of time
open
the
up a
Senate's
lot
going to
of
be meeting and knowing
rooms
if they
for
need
advancement in the
Republicans
world,
to pass their
and
bills, we're not on board. I
everywhere
know they
we
like
could
to talk
eventually
about
turn into a
filibusters
city. It
in
could
the
be
Senate.
cities all
They
over.
can consider this one
The only thing
ours.
you'd lose really is wildlife and trees and stuff.
Well, I know President Trump's not happy at all. Talking to another network
That's
just
kind
a
of
little
that's
while
kind of like
ago,
a prehistoric
he wants the
or way
Senate
of thought,
again
and to
nuke the
hold on to
filibuster,
wildlife and
I think I just
So you
don't
got
think that's
zoos and
going to
stuff for that.
happen. What's going on here? Why are these senators standing up to the leader of their party? I mean, it is really some hubris there.
It is when you're thinking
I think
about
there's a
moving
lot of
towards the
people who are
future.
lazy.
Every
Look, the fact
future,
of the
every
matter
future,
is, when people
every
wanted
future,
the Voting Rights Act passed in the 60s,
every future show you watch or
wanted that act
future movie or
passed, had to
sci-fi or
wait
whatever you
60
watch,
days
there's nothing
as
to do with
people
animals running
filibustered
around.
against
Not
that
really,
bill
unless there's
until
some
they were able to get the
some
votes to stop the
like
filibuster and pass it.
some
'Cause
weird
people
looking
ran out
animals
of steam.
or
Well,
some
I would
robot
argue
animals.
making sure illegal immigrants don't vote in our
But there's
elections is as important as making
there's not
sure
really
Americans
not really.
can
There's all there
actually
is a
vote
bunch
in
of
our
buildings.
elections. So we have a history
And
of
eventually,
doing this
once
in this
we get
country, but we can't
popular,
get it
start
done
getting more and
if
more
people think
populated,
they get
we'll have
to
to
work
start building
backwards
up, and then we'll have to start building
and
down.
take every 4-day
But you can only
weekend
build
and
so high
weekend
up.
if you don't want to
With,
be in
I mean,
Congress, no one makes
unless you have a
do
big
it. And I have
facility,
news
and
for
then you
your
can build
listeners.
higher and higher.
The job is not a lot of fun. But I'm here because I worry about the future of this country for my kids.
I think
and everyone who's here needs to feel the same
future
way,
of the Earth
not be
Earth
rushing to
is
get
going
out of
to
Dodge.
turn into all facilities, and then we're going to eventually turn into one mothership.
Newsmax audience certainly appreciates that. We're going to have to leave
But
it there.
I
You
think-
guys are
I
going to
think
have a
that's,
pretty busy weekend. Thank you again for taking some time for us here on Newsmax.
Happy to do it.
Well, House Speaker Mike Johnson responding to the Senate bill that only partially funds Homeland Security. Let's take a
I think
listen.
the aliens are literally keeping us
This gambit
here.
that was done last night is a joke.
Making
I'm
us
quite
struggle every time.
convinced
Every
that
time
it can't
somebody
be that every
comes
Senate
up with a way to
Republican
fix every problem in the
read the
world,
language of this bill. We're gonna
they
make a clean,
try to get them
simple,
killed and have a whole bunch of nobody, a whole bunch of niggers
that will
and
go into effect in
rockers, cool
22
people,
seconds. Just a number of
trenders,
weeks
trending
to allow
trending
for
people
all
to
those
take
who
over the
sacrifice to serve
conversation
the
and
country and protect
to
other
pervert it
Americans.
and
All these
distort it,
agencies,
clown it,
10
and
agencies in the
make it so
Department
it's
of
not
Homeland
serious.
Security
They have a whole bunch of
will
random
continue
Ohioans that
to
have
meet
nothing to
their
do with
funding
me.
levels to make sure that they are
Like
protected.
they were all my
We're
friends
gonna
at one
send
time,
them
but they
to
all
the
used
Senate,
me. They're all beneath
and we
me.
hope that they'll accept that. They
All
could do
needed
it
something.
in record time, just
One of
like
my
that,
friends
with
had
unanimous
everything they
consent. They
needed.
could do that as early as Monday.
All right, joining me now is Jeffrey
All my
Ward,
friends that are there all used me or all needed me in some way, and I had to use my parents from it.
Guys, I've been pretty fired up about this, and a good number of my tweets have gone pretty viral. Over
I
the
needed
past
my
24
parents. I'm
hours.
adopted at 6 weeks old.
Jeffrey,
It's okay, but I'm fucking any white kid could do it.
John Thune
fucking
not even
it's just
let's
$20
put the
here and there.
politics
but,
aside, just the mere.
they were paying my bills
doing
back in
something in the
2018.
dark of night and then literally running away from reporters in the airport. What say you?
You know, the real problem, as I see it, is that there's nothing new here. This is the problem here. You have the Republican base who wants something done, who wants action taken, and you've got members of the Senate who you know, just don't have the courage to stand up because they're under pressure from their colleagues to, you know, do things differently and all of that kind of stuff. So we get into these situations. I've seen this before. I mean, this would happen in the Reagan era. I mean, this is what goes on here. It's not good. It's happening again. The base is not happy, and that means something in a midterm election year.
Yes. You know, Ben, I want to bring you into the conversation here. My concern.
Hey, give me a
I
second,
don't
people.
want to get conspiratorial here, fellas, but it makes you wonder, are they trying to sabotage the president here? You know, a lot of these establishment guys, they don't like the America First agenda. And this certainly gives them an opportunity to just put the brakes on that entire agenda. Do you think that may be what's going on here, Ben?
Well, look, even without getting conspiratorial, just look at the situation rationally. You have, in the middle of a war where we know that there are potentially sleeper cells that could be activated in this country, Democrats are saying they want to punish the American people at the airports, and they want to imperil our security and our readiness by defunding the very bodies that we need to keep ourselves secure. and all to protect illegal aliens, to protect the effects of an open border policy that was roundly rejected at the polls, first in 2016 and then in 2024 as well. It's utter absurdity that you would allow a minority to hold the country hostage like that. And then, despite the fact that they lacked leverage and that the optics of the situation they have singularly created look terrible, that you then give them a deal where you're going to hive off ICE and CBP, particularly the very entities that we need to ensure security here, to restore order in our interior, to then give them effectively what they want. I mean, what leadership would argue that that is doing their job on behalf of the American people? And this is about ultimately will, not capability. So whether you look at it as the same old sabotage Republicans in the establishment, or rank incompetence, or something beyond that, it's totally unsatisfactory to the American people. And if, setting aside the politics, on the merits, it's disastrous.
Yeah, again, to that point, Jeffrey, Congressman Chip Roy cutting right to the chase, calling the Senate Republican funding bill offensive. Let's take a listen.
It is absolutely offensive to the people that we represent that the Senate would send over a bill that doesn't fund Border Patrol and the core components of ICE, particularly what the chairman's talking about with respect to stopping child trafficking. It's absurd. Could the Senate be any more lazy than to send to us a bill that doesn't do the job and then leave town? So we're going to stand up and say no to that. We're going to send back a bill that's responsible so that the American people can get behind us for wanting to secure the United States of America, defend the people, and do what we said we would do, and send it back over to the Senate.
All right, Senate Democrats claiming victory. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Well, before we get to that, Jeffrey, your take on what Chip Roy just said.
It's sad to say I didn't hear what he had to say.
Well, we
There
might
was no
say
sound to it.
Democrats. I'm not a part of the Democrats. There's nothing democratic about this.
I'm just assuming that you know,
they want to make their racism
he's
democratic.
not a happy camper.
We got some
I
black
think
people
he's in the House
doing
Freedom
something racist.
Caucus, and although I didn't
Democrats
see him
with
in
Joe
the picture,
Biden.
my own Congressman Scott
You don't
Perry
vote for
from
me, you ain't
Pennsylvania
black.
plays the key
Will you
role
shut
in
up,
that
man? Will
as
you
well,
shut
and
up?
I would be most assured that he's not happy either.
Well, my apologies for you not being able to hear, so we'll just play it safe and pretend like none of us will be able to hear. Ben, Senate Democrats are claiming a victory. Chuck Schumer writing on X, here's what he had to say. Republicans cave to our demands to fund DHS without a blank check for ICE and CBP.
For me asking questions like exactly, for Trump asking questions exactly like I do.
I'd love to be able to hear Republican leadership uttering those same words.
Asking a bunch of rhetorical questions.
You're right, and to be clear, I did hear what
Rhetorical
Chip Roy
questions
said,
you already know
and
the
he's
answer to that he can't
basically
answer.
saying exactly
There's a
what
barrage
Chuck
of
Schumer is
dumb
saying
questions
here.
of all your material.
Democrats did everything
Will
possible
you shut up, man?
to
He gets
make
presidency
Republicans
for and
cry
relies to
uncle,
black people for
despite
4
the
years.
fact that Democrats
Black
are in the
people and
minority.
Mexicans.
They sensed weakness, and they pursued it vigorously and aggressively, and they are going to be able to tell
islands.
their zealous,
He preached for the
insane
Mexican
progressive
islands.
base that they went out and they won, and they took on the big bad Republicans,
So Mexican
and they stood
Jeffrey
stalwart.
Epstein
And
Islands.
to your point, what this
So
comes
they
down
came up
to is
with
one side is
the
willing
Jeffrey
to do
Dahmer challenge.
anything and everything possible to win, and the other side is content to be
dumb,
on the playing field
sick
just on the playing
racist
field.
media. Not
Far
Newsmax.
too
Newsmax
often,
wasn't the
they get
Newsmax. I didn't
elected
watch them
running
that
as
much.
conservatives,
Don't think I'm
and then
talking
they
about them.
operate as establishment
Newsmax is fairly
Republicans, which
new.
really ends up being controlled
For me.
opposition, and that's simply unacceptable. And by the way, they could do much better in the midterm elections to the extent they actually go out and fight.
Look, this is
for
just
what the
this is
base
just what
has
was on
demanded
YouTube right now.
and
It's
get
live,
the American people on their
watching
side and animated.
But they're not
as
the
resistance on the other side.
they're not the
So unfortunately,
Newsmax isn't the
again,
source of my
this is terrible on the
frustration.
merits. It's also really bad on the politics. Codify the
By this point,
president's
they would have been
agenda that the
lied.
American
They would have been
people
lied to if they're making up
overwhelmingly
anything
supported,
still.
and maybe Republicans could buck the historical trend in
just
these
like
midterms.
Fox,
But by doing this, they're really setting
local-
themselves up for a
Fox
potentially
local and
devastating defeat, which
Fox,
to your
Fox
opening
World News
point,
was on my
will
side. Fox World News
sabotage
wasn't
ultimately
mine.
the
I didn't
Trump
have to watch
agenda
Fox
to the
World
extent
News.
Democrats
It
control
was on
one or
Trump's
both
side, so
houses
they was
of
on my
Congress.
side.
Exactly.
Jeffrey, I
They
want
had
to give you the
Trump
last
repeating my
word
stuff.
here.
And then whenever
We've got
whenever
a guy
I
towards the midterms.
turned to
we lost
Fox
two more of those
World
special
News, they'd
elections
start
in Florida just a few days ago. getting reports that CPAC not exactly bumper
they'd
to
start
bumper with
cheering for me.
bodies.
They'd be happy
Are
to
we
see me.
losing momentum here? It certainly seems like Republicans
But I wasn't
are
a
not all that
racist back then. I
enthusiastic
said I
right
wasn't
now.
some dumb deranged nigga.
Well, that's the concern, and frankly, that's always the
I didn't go
concern
around
here.
calling other
Is that
people
you've got the base
N-word
of the conservative movement, and the Republican Party that is very
so.
enthusiastic about things. They elect
Whatever
people
they like to be called.
enforce the agenda, pass the agenda, and they
I think
wimp
racism's
out.
cool, so I'm thinking they're racist
And
pedophiles.
when you get to an election year, and I've seen this myself over the years, you get to these midterm elections, you're going to have
Fox
people
World
on the
News wasn't
Republican
like
side that figure,
Fox World
well,
News was
if they're not going to
conservative.
do what they promised to do, why should I vote for them? And therein lies the problem.
World News didn't want to market
All right,
pedophile
Jeffrey,
islands.
Lord, Ben Weingarten, guys, good to see you. Have a great
Pulled up
weekend.
on a boat and hear
Coming up,
babies,
teenagers
hear babies
rioting in the streets of
cooling and
Cincinnati
moaning
and
everywhere
Chicago.
or screaming in terror.
Details
No,
about
thank you.
these out-of-control
That does not sound like
youths
a fun time
after the break.
or attractive time.
Federal agencies urge every family to have an emergency radio. During
I
any
thought the
disaster,
black guys needed a
electrical power may
reparations
get cut.
island.
The
Going to get
emergency
some cheap
radio
black
gives you the
Ohioans
vital
to shave their
information
head and
you
be
need.
Jeff Bezos,
Newsmax
sneak them
wants
out
you
of
to
jail
have
and be Jeff Bezos
Dynamo
and have
emergency
a
band
cheap
radio.
Jeffrey
It doesn't need batteries and
Jeff
works in any
Jeffrey
emergencies.
Epstein Island.
It retails for $30. You can get it with the free offer. Call or go online and get the emergency radio today. Your life may depend on it.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, you could be entitled to potentially significant financial compensation. So pick up that phone and call the number on your screen now. I said right now. Call now, not later now. I don't hear the phone ringing. Listen, I'd call you, but I don't have your number. I know you're watching. Yes, you. Just pick up the phone and call.
Call your favorite attorney now. He'd call you, but he doesn't have your number.
If you could help reduce the urge to go to the bathroom due to your aging prostate, if you could improve your energy levels because you're getting a better night's sleep, would you? Of course you would. And now you can with the help of Prostate Revive, the premium dietary supplement for men whose lives, sleep, and energy levels are affected due to the concerns of an aging prostate. It was specially formulated for men by noted medical doctor, Dr. David Brownstein.
Prostate Revive is really about healthy aging.
Hey, yeah,
It contains a plant sterol called beta-sitosterol, combined with 15.
I don't know how if you guys are seeing this elsewhere or whatever,
exclusive
but
formula
if you want
helps
to come to my
and that means
stream
you can
and
reduce the urge to go,
participate in the
finally get
chat
a good night's sleep.
or the poll.
Here's how you can try Prostate Revive risk-free.
Simply call or visit our website now and we'll send every new customer a risk-free 30-day trial of Prostate Revive. You discover the low shipping and handling. This is a $39.95 value, so don't delay. Call or go online today.
And welcome back to the Todd Stern Show. Pandemonium on opening day. Thousands of teenage rioters swarming the streets of Cincinnati. Police confronting the chaos and riot gear. Cincinnati Police Chief A.M.M says 17 people ranging in age from 14 to 50 were arrested on charges including disorderly conduct and failure to comply, all sorts of other stuff, including weapons, some people drunk. Joining me now, Madeline Somerville, a Democrat strategist, and Hayden Paget, chairman of the Young Republican National Federation. Good to have both of you with us. All right, guys, these kids, they're out of control all over the country. Madeline, I'm going to start with you. I mean, back when I was a kid, we had something called a hickory switch, and you got out of hand, you got the big wallop there on the behind. Is that maybe what we ought to do here? Re-implement the hickory switch?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I do recall my my mother and her sisters saying that they had to pick a switch. I was not the victim of gentle parenting, but something in between. Everyone's just excited. Look, if it gets out of hand, then you know there needs. I'm all for keeping people under control and making sure that they're punished. But people get very excited about sports. When the Braves were in the World Series, we were on our honeymoon, and my husband made sure that we were up at 4:00 in the morning because of the time difference, so he could make sure to watch it. Okay, people get very excited about this stuff.
Hayden, in Memphis, we're dealing with a very similar situation. We've got moms of kids running around on spring break. 3 people shot over the weekend, 2 on Beale Street. There's a curfew in place, and yet the police chief says that she's just flummoxed. She doesn't know how to enforce the curfew. And I find that shocking coming from a member of law enforcement. How about we start arresting these young people? How about holding their parents accountable if they're breaking the law?
Yeah, it's a weird concept to just.
I was fucking
enforce the
23 years
laws.
old
They're
hanging out with
as a
women on the
deterrent,
streets.
and they work when they're.
I was a grown ass man.
I'm hoping.
They try to
that
sit here and lie to
my
these young
colleagues,
18,
would
20-year-olds
not jump in cars
aren't
and
adults
blow
now.
people up at knife point on her honeymoon. I'm
Sit
assuming
here
she is not doing
sit
that.
here and
But
give
these
them
kids
as
work.
much kid time as they can for
Like,
and
can't do that.
act like
this is
Andy
why
was
you need to
wasn't
have
dying
strong
laughing at him about
enforcement of your
something
laws.
that
You need to have
happened
people get
fucking 4
arrested
years
so that
before
people know,
that.
oh, if
It
I
would have
run
been on the
amok,
internet.
I'm going to get in trouble, and it's going to be really bad for me.
Yes, and for the record, Madeline, I will vouch for
Last
you.
thing I did was I was 20 years old on the fucking internet talking to 15-year-olds.
But,
And you're allowed to go to high school in Ohio until you're 21. So I mean, I was saying dumb stuff,
in
but
Chicago, they had about 400.
it wasn't anything different than what I was doing 3 months before
watch the movie
that.
My Cousin Vinny.
It was
Youths
just I was with my
occupying
ex-girlfriend at the
downtown
time,
on
and
Wednesday
it was the
night.
first
City
3 months
officials
of our
called it a
relationship, and she was beating me up that I wasn't having
jumping
sex
on
with her.
cars,
I was 20 years
mugging
old. She's 30 years
civilians,
old.
robbing street vendors.
So I went
Again,
back to doing what I was doing
the concern
before.
here is that these are cities run by Democrats that traditionally have been
That
soft
person I hung out with before my
crime.
ex-girlfriend was
The
a
Memphis police
16-year-old.
chief
I was
said
19 years
Even
old.
these kids breaking curfew don't belong in the back of a squad
To
car.
hang out
Is
somebody
that
with
the right
my
messaging here for Democrats?
with my
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend.
that's a really great question, and I do love My Cousin Vinny, the 2 youths. I love that. I think that it's difficult because you don't want to add to the cradle to prison pipeline that exists. You don't want to give a kid a criminal record who doesn't need one, right? Because he made a mistake or she made a mistake, right? But at the same time, Democrats are not doing themselves any favors by ignoring crime that exists. That's how they got themselves into the hole that they dug themselves a year and a half ago. So I think there's a balance to be
little
struck
animals.
here.
These criminals.
And I think it involves community, right? Your suggestion of getting parents involved makes sense, right? Making sure
what do
that
you
you're
call it?
not
Scruffy?
targeting,
Not
that you're not
scruffy.
racially profiling people, that you're not targeting one group of
Grungy,
people
not
over
grungy.
another, right? But there's nothing wrong with enforcing the law and making sure that people are safe, that they're respecting the peace. I do think that things need to be enforced. The Democrats need to
Animals running
admit
around the
that,
soul of
but
it.
kids need to be treated like kids so that you don't end up making things worse
Making
for
a
them
big
in the
impact.
future.
Somebody's
Yeah,
dead,
Hayden
somebody's alive.
Christian Maxwell is a Chicago mom. She has
Hey,
4
well,
kids. She's going to represent the South Side.
I
in
swear to God on my life, never
Here's
thought
how she
anybody was a
responded to
teenager.
the rioting on X. She says this is
Since
dangerous.
17 was 18
It's
on line.
embarrassing.
17 was
This
18 on
is
line
not
was the last one I
okay.
touched.
Black parents have to rise up and have to do better about minding their kids. By the way, this is a black woman who is making this statement. When you look at all of these
I said it's like
here,
she
that
went on a
does
field
have
trip
an
and thought
effect.
she
The
made the
common
biggest impact. It was the
denominator is
biggest
that these are
celebrity. Picked
predominantly
up the
black
most trash.
kids that are out there in the streets. So is she speaking truth here?
I think she's
A
speaking
needle
to
user.
her peers. I don't know what the race
She
law
lies
is
about anything to get
word.
some needle
It really
drugs.
doesn't matter
Just to have
because a
pride.
kid behaving badly is a kid behaving badly.
Who cries
Yeah,
from
parents
needle
need to
has
do
every
better.
problem in the world.
Frankly,
Everybody their
shame
problem
on
because
them
they're
for letting their kids get
withdrawing
to this
from
point.
heroin.
But this is also why we have police and why we enforce our laws.
Some
And
belly
there's
acre.
a huge difference between being put in the back of a squad car in the way of telling you did something
Yeah,
wrong.
he
There are
was happy
consequences.
with a
You
baby
should be
until the
afraid for
kid
those
came out
consequences now. And the
didn't have
justice system, the
red
actual
hair.
going to court and having your day in court and the court being lenient because you're a kid, you made that mistake, and then helping you not have a permanent record. Those two things can happen at the same time, but you got to arrest the kids. They got to know this is not okay. There are going to be major consequences.
$17 trillion.
All right, I want
Sitting
to
here
switch
lying
gears here,
and so loose
Madeline.
you can't
You're
tell
gonna
it's a
love me for
teenager.
this one. The Nashville Predators holding Pride Night last
I
night
wasn't
in
joking.
Nashville.
There's no way that was
The,
not the fucking
the
anything
Predators
teenage.
going up against the New Jersey Devils. That a
That's what I
musical
said the first
appearance
time
by
they
the
said it again. The
Cowcase,
first time
which
I
is
got
sort of
it.
like Brokeback
And then
Mountain on
later on
ice.
the month,
Many
in that month,
fans
they broke it
a
down
little
even
concerned
more and said
over
like,
all
no,
of this.
we're being
And
serious.
a lot of
R.
those
Kelly,
who
this,
were in
Jeffrey
the
Epstein, that,
marketing
Michael
department
Jackson,
came
this.
up with the
I
idea
hear
that
you.
the
I don't believe
Predators
you.
Night would actually
He
be
said,
a good
oh, come
idea.
on. I said, if that's real, that's a dream. And I said, "Oh, come on." I said, "That's real. That's a different guys. I wasn't trying."
Not what's happening.
But come on, you can't really believe this game. You can't really be thinking this game. As soon as they said that,
They're the Nashville Predators.
yes,
The name of the
yes, and started jumping up and down, celebrating.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea,
And
guys.
they stepped back
Who
like,
decided this was
because the only thing I was thinking was
this
17
is-
was
this
18 or
is-
9.
As my people would say, nishgit. Okay, this
I
is
didn't know
not
her name was
good.
Destiny yet.
Oh my god. Like this is setting us back, guys. So who in marketing decided that let this happen?
This is
Like
in
somebody from
2018.
marketing needs to get fired. This is terrible. I can't believe that.
Yeah, you say oy vey. In the South, we say bless your heart. But
Bless your
geez,
heart.
Lou. Hey,
Ooh, that's bad.
Madeline, Hayden, we
I
gotta
have such
go.
a
We've
such
gotta
a
leave it
bunch
there.
of
And again,
spooky black guy
well, I'm just
videos is
gonna
what
leave
they
it there.
came
I'm
up
gonna
with.
get
There's
it.
doing so much wrong in
Thanks
the
a lot,
world.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
All the times where we got Andy to scream
right.
from 2018 to now, mixed with
Golf
every
legend Tiger
every
Woods
every
involved in a car accident this
incident,
afternoon.
single
True
incident
Island,
throughout
Florida.
throughout
Can
since he was
tell
20
you the
years
Martin
old.
County Sheriff
Been watching
says the
him
crash
since he's
happened
20
about
years
2
old,
o'clock local
and then started
time.
talking to him when he's
Authorities
24.
believe
Or 24 going
drugs were
25. Now got a whole bunch
involved.
of instances of him
Tiger
screaming,
reportedly blew triple
screaming and
zeros at the
yelling at people,
breathalyzer,
being an
but
angry
refused
nigger.
to take part in a urine test.
Mixed with
In
the
Florida,
few
refusing
handfuls
a breath,
of
blood, or
a
urine
few
test
handful
is actually
a
a
few or
criminal
a
offense.
handful
Tiger taken to jail.
kid
He
decision,
was not
kitty
hurt.
kitty
We'll keep you
decisions.
updated. Be sure to check out Newsmax.com.
All the times where they got lying that I'm some pedophile, cannibal, necrophiliac, drug dealer, mentally ill, alcoholic, meth head. All the times they said that, or killed 2 black women, or never knew about any teenagers.
We'll talk about that
Every time that they said that, they got me screaming at them. And they said, "Look, we got a sick, angry nigger.
Rick Leventhal reported on the
Look,
biggest
we got a
stories
sick,
of our
angry
time.
nigger.
Now
Look,
he's
this time he
fighting to
peed in the
bring you the
bushes.
truth, no matter
Look, this
what it
time he
takes.
jerked off in the park.
Watch the Leventhal
Look
report.
at this time. Look at this time. Some guy got him on video sucking dick."
Are you over 50?
And boy,
Would you like to get up to 33%
guy
more
on video
income in
camera, and it
retirement?
happens
Then
to be
call
a
now
boy,
and get this free
happens to
book,
be a little
Annuity
kid.
Do's and Don'ts for
That's
Baby
what they
Boomers,
said.
from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income.
They
in
know anybody
retirement.
lied to me.
This book
They said
reveals
they
little
turn
known
on
secrets about
It's
annuity
out here and lied to
strategies
Andy's
in
just,
simple
and he's
to
just dumb.
understand
This
terms
dumb
that
gay
you can
man.
make the right choices before buying an
Who
annuity.
just lives his
And
life
if you
so
call right now,
gaily.
as a bonus, we'll
Had to
throw
check
in a
myself
free
because I've been
annuity rate report.
lost my
We've researched
virginity
over
being told to suck a
1,200
dick when I was
annuities
6 years old.
summarizing the rates and benefits for you. So don't miss out on this opportunity because supplies are limited. Call
Dude
now and
told
find
me to
out
suck
how
his
you
dick
can
and
get up
whipped
to
his dick out. I
33%
sucked
more
it.
income in your retirement.
5,
and
I
you'll
was 6.
receive annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and the annuity rate
So
report
you'd be
as
okay.
an added bonus. Both books are yours free just for calling
Ever since
Annuity
then,
General
everybody's been
today.
picking on Andy in school, growing up, calling Andy gay. This and that. Gay Andy this, gay Andy that. Andy clearly likes white women. Some niggers want their dick sucked. Some niggers want to hold a fuck. Niggers and crackers want their dick sucked, want to hold a fuck. That's what Jesus moments come down to. A mixed guy that wasn't ever sick and crazy. Finding out he had family from the news and the radio. They're calling him schizophrenic deadbeat. Man, hasn't been doing anything but trying to get his family for the past 8 years. And now it turned into money. They keep batting money, shoving money in my face. Now they owe me $17 trillion. I'm Jesus. So, yeah. National Treasure. That movie National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. That National Treasure room. That big vault of gold everywhere. That's actually Andy's. That's Jesus's. That's part of Jesus's riches. I don't need it. They owe me $17 trillion.
Valued at over $500.
Stay there as a museum.
Now to request your free quote.
Catch any black people dancing with any white women in there. I'm gonna go ask them.
Welcome back to the Todd Stern Show. Well, President Trump's new Secretary of Homeland Security has become a Hollywood
I catch any
punchline.
purebred blacks
Jimmy Kimmel
dancing with any white people in there. My white women
for being a
in the
plumber.
National Treasure room.
Take a listen.
Mark Wayne Mullen was a low-level MMA fighter and a plumber. That's right. We have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now. I work for Super Mario. Why not Mark Wayne? But honestly,
All right, so look, here's the deal. Mullen is
Protecting them from
the former
terrorism. I
governor of
mean,
Oklahoma.
they're trying to terrorize me, some little ghetto
True that he did
criminals.
not graduate college. He took over the family's plumbing business when
I
his
was hanging out.
father's
I'm from the
health
suburbs. I
declined.
went to the ghetto to hang out with these women
Burchett
and try to start a family.
defended Secretary Mullen.
I wasn't just fucking
Well,
around.
the truth is, he left school because his daddy got sick to run that business, and he took it upon himself to make fun of Mark Wayne.
These people, what are they famous for?
You're the type of guy that's going to throw a rock over a fence.
For Andy knowing Andy. Not even knowing Andy, for Andy having talked to them.
So look, my dad was
Don't even know me. Some people that fuck me don't even know me.
But he provided for our family.
They try to sit here and lie to all the people that fuck me know Andy was some low value nigger, doesn't do anything but sell drugs instead of working an apartment maintenance job and go broke for a week and a half with no other second income.
Hollywood sneers at all of us regular folks. They look down
Apartment maintenance job. We don't get paid every 2 weeks. Go broke for a week and a half. Don't have a second income. Have to borrow money, gas money from my mom to drive my V8 truck all the way across town to go to my job every day. Some sex offenders, needle users. That's all they talk about all day is their sexual offenses and needle users.
The fact is,
all day. That's what they're used to. That's all they ramble about. Sexual offense and needle use.
Hollywood talk show host. Look, there's nothing wrong with
a family to talk about. I have a job to talk about.
There's nothing wrong with being an electrician or a plumber.
I mean, they have family to talk about, but it's their sister that's on heroin with them that almost overdosed the other day. And luckily, we had Narcan because she was turning purple.
Meanwhile, a Kentucky college student says she was
That's the dumb shit they have to talk about. All that's as smart as deep as their conversations go.
Paige Rogers.
That's what they talk about with their girls.
Job as a barista at a coffee house in Louisville. She joins us live to talk about what happened, along with her attorney, Cliff Martin, from First Liberty Institute. Welcome to you both. Paige, I want you to set the stage for us. So you're having a conversation
picked up by the hilltop creeper. They're hilltop creeper, not bullshit.
Yeah, so I was
They're
having a
dumb
conversation with a coworker,
folklore.
She was asking me my beliefs. I was asking her
Urban
beliefs.
legends.
What I understood to be a respectful conversation soon led to my termination a week later. No face-to-face conversation, no investigation, just fired over
Boogeyman. Boogeyman, you guys better stop prostituting
for him. You had this conversation. You didn't think anything of it. How long between that conversation and you got word that you were fired?
Yeah, so it was about 10 days from October 1st to October 13th.
All right, and tell me a little bit about your faith. If you're having this conversation,
doesn't sound very
give us
mature.
a little bit about your faith background.
Oh yeah, I was shot a gun in a cornfield and got some cracker sitting here lying. I raped him with a handgun and sold him heroin.
I'm forever grateful.
Not
for
you,
that
ma'am.
influence. I struggled with finding satisfaction in the world and
You're beautiful.
realized that I was never going to find that satisfaction apart from God. So I turned against my sin and I followed Christ in my junior year of high school. And ever since then, I've been making it my aim to live for Christ and glorify Him in any way I can.
Cliff, I'm pretty disgusted to hear what's happened to this young lady.
Live and be yourself.
Clearly, you guys are involved here. Did that coffee house break the law?
Absolutely. Title VII prohibits employers from terminating employees based on their religious beliefs or the expression of those beliefs. And the coffee house did that. Heine Brothers actually sent her a text message stating exactly that. It was because
I said I'm an independent conservative.
Discussion that they terminated her.
I never voted, never cared about elections. You don't vote for it.
All right, Mr. Attorney,
I was saying it. You don't vote for it
Cliff.
anyways. It's stupid.
We do have some breaking news. President Trump is now speaking in Miami. Let's listen in as the president talks.
And it's a really great group of people, very smart group of people. They know what's happening in the world.
Independent, conservative
It's my
empire.
second
I lied that I'm a
address to the
narcissist.
conference
Narcissist, nobody.
as President of
They're all the
the United
celebrities.
States, and it's my honor to be here. Thank you very much.
All of my women and all of my
As you
friends.
know, we're gathered at a
Not Senator
moment of
Andy that was
bold action
the only
and
one being
historic
talked to by the
decision
feds and the
make
media for
American,
8 years.
allies safer and stronger, more prosperous,
I'm
more
trying to lie that I
successful
did something, get me to
than
believe
ever
it.
before. That's what's happening. Tonight, we're closer than ever to the rise of the Middle East that is finally free at last from Iranian terror, aggression, and nuclear blackmail. That's what's happened. It was nuclear blackmail for years and years. And beyond that, there was blackmail, period. Under my leadership, America is ending the threat posed by this radical regime, decimating Iran's capabilities with Operation Epic Fury, something that nobody's ever seen anything quite like it. We have the most powerful military in the world by far. I built it in my first term. Remember, I said $1 trillion. They all said, what do you mean $1 trillion? $1 trillion. Every year, another trillion the next, another trillion. We have the best people. We have by far the best equipment. We have weapons that nobody's ever seen before. We have weapons that nobody even knows about.
1.7. I can't leave with less than $1.7 trillion, but that's kind of disrespectful.
But they are not the bully any longer. They're on the run.
I'm owed $17 trillion, if not more.
Last June, America's armed forces.
Really? 21.7 trillion. We add up all the trillion bets.
In one of the most spectacular military actions of all time.
What I was doing
Nobody's
before.
ever seen anything like it. In the dead of night,
I was saying, I'm adding up the 1.7 trillion with the 3 trillion you just bet me.
It was called Operation.
It was 4.7 trillion,
Midnight
and then they bet
Hammer.
me 17 trillion.
And every single one of those bombs.
I don't even
hit
care.
them on
I don't care about the
They'll never build an
fucking.
air shaft again. I promise you that.
They
went right down that granite mountain through air shafts.
I'm autistic, and
Most
they're
incredible
trying to take
technology.
advantage
I've
of
never
me.
seen a thing like that, and it was decimation. It was obliteration. One of the networks said, "Well, maybe it wasn't that
Trying
bad.
to
It
give me a
was
sucker
that bad."
dick, but
Turned out to be
take less money. Cut my
even
dick off.
more than we thought. But after that attack, the Iranian lunatics refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. And I have to say, before that, Barack Hussein Obama, did you ever hear of him? Barack Hussein Obama, he had the Iran nuclear deal. He went to Iran. He paid him. Remember, he sent two
Let's take this,
757
so,
Boeing 757 jetliners. They took the
5
seats out and they
5:50
piled
p.m.
it with cash.
Like 12 more minutes.
Like 1.7 billion of cash. That's when I realized the president is very powerful. The presidency is a very powerful thing. When you can do that, I haven't done that yet. I haven't found a
Hour
reason
and a half.
to do that yet, but that's big. 1.7 billion in cash. You know, there wasn't a bank in DC, Virginia, or Maryland that had any money after that disaster. But they sent the cash to Iran. But more importantly, they signed an agreement, the Iran nuclear deal, which if I didn't terminate it in my first term, I terminated it almost immediately. If I didn't terminate it, they would have had a nuclear weapon.
They ain't give me
In
anything.
the Middle East, Israel, and the Middle East.
I ran from the cops and I
you know
didn't
the
shoot a
Middle East
cornfield.
Because when you look at all the missiles that got fired, UAE had 1,500 missiles shot at it. They didn't think they were going to have any. Saudi Arabia didn't expect to have. I mean, we have the most powerful.
Give me a
Saudis.
retard check.
Oh, yes,
Call me
you are so
schizophrenic, so this is all I can get.
But yeah, sir, you didn't
I'm
expect
old.
any
That's all I'm
missiles going
worth.
to Saudi Arabia. They didn't expect him in Qatar. They didn't expect him in.
Wasn't ever skizzers.
Kuwait,
Wasn't ever
Bahrain.
skizzers. That was them.
The missiles rained down on you. They were going to hit you with nuclear or whatever they had. But we stopped it. We stopped it. We stopped it with him. And then there was a big moment also in my first administration when I took out Soleimani. And a lot of people think that might have been the biggest thing of all because he was a mad genius. He was a vicious, horrible human being, but he was a great general and a great leader, if you define a leader in a certain way, very, very powerful leader. In fact, he was so powerful that I really think that the leadership of Iran was extremely happy when I took him out, but they don't say that, but nobody's going to be asking him anymore because they're not here either. But getting the termination and
All I want is WeedWorldWide.
Iran nuclear deal.
And my money, $17 trillion, and WeedWorldWide. I'll be happy. Don't say anything else.
I would say mostly Obama. Actually, I don't think Biden knew where he was then, too.
And Ukraine, I'm going to buy
I
Ukraine.
had no idea. If you
That's
said
all that
to him,
means.
the
They'll
Iran
have
nuclear,
me.
What's that?
If I can have this dance.
But there was 4 years of hell we had with this guy as our leader, I'll tell you. And then we had him
Been
with the
8
big
years.
two bombs.
4 years of them asking me to lie for them.
But if they would have had a
$1.7
nuclear
trillion.
weapon, it would have been a whole big deal.
8 years ago, I found out I had a baby mama.
Well, you guys wouldn't be too happy. You might be in an area, who knows where you
8
would
years
have been.
ago, I found out a baby mama from the news, a kid and a woman
The Middle
pregnant
East. We saved
in
not just
2018.
Israel, we saved the Middle East.
12
And it
baby
was
mamas,
driven by
14,
all those
15
rockets
kids.
that fired down upon you. So
Started
there
off
would
with
be
one
that
and then went from 1 to 2, and
You all got
then
hit, and
2 to
nobody
3,
expected
and
any
then more
missiles
like
to be
3, and then 3
wasted.
plus 4,
You would have thought
and
they
then
were only going at Israel. They were.
yeah, I
As
said more like
president
3
of the
plus
United
4.
States, I would never
And
allow
he
the
said,
world's number
well, you
one
had 2 more, but
statesman,
they
terror
got
to obtain a
aborted.
nuclear weapon.
So I
said
had
that for a
9.
long time, and I didn't. To defend America and our allies over the past 27 days, the U.S. Armed Forces, most powerful in the world, have been
So more like 3 plus
annihilating
4.
Iran's military capacity with force, precision, skill like the
I got
world
3
has
more
never
pregnant
seen.
since then.
It was
In 2021 to
violence,
2022.
actually, really violence. We're crushing Iran's currently as we
Someone
speak.
had
I just
triplets,
looked. We had
and
another
someone else
big day.
got
We hit
Tara
a-
got pregnant. The
They
tariffs.
don't know what's happening. Remember this? They lied about 3 days ago. I said, yeah, we're negotiating with Israel. We are not negotiating. They're being hit so hard, anybody would be negotiating. They are negotiating. They're begging to make a deal.
After I fucked Tara, oh, we have a 5th black woman now.
I was right. They were
Well, they were trying to lie that
negotiating.
it wasn't 4 black women and a 4th one that I hung out with a second time to make it 5 times of hanging out with people. And then they said, oh, we finally got our 5th black
They
woman
said, we're
now.
going to send you 8 ships
And
of oil.
they said that she got
And the
pregnant.
following day, I saw, this is 2 days ago, I saw on one of the networks, very strange, there were 8 ships of oil coming out of Iran. And then they actually said, we're going to add an extra 2.
We hung out with 6 black
And they
women
added
total.
An extra 2, so we had 10
I
ships.
heard
And then
all my
people
sisters
realized
from
we
the.
were actually
I've
negotiating.
been
We're
hitting all the
negotiating
sisters
now.
that I.
Be great if we could do
Only hung out with
something.
6
They have to
total.
open it up. They have to open
Only
up
fucked 5 in my life.
straight.
Fucked the 4th one a second time, or tried to.
Almost. Excuse me for
But hung out
I'm
with
so
5 black
sorry.
women. Fucked 5 black
Such a
women total in my
terrible
life.
mistake. The fake news will say he
And it didn't
accidentally
happen until I was
said
23
no.
years old. Lost my virginity
There's no
when I was
accidents with me, not too many.
6 years old, or well, what
there
what
were, we'd
with
have to
girls
make
when I was 15.
Yeah, well, we had that with the Gulf
Katie
of
Manson.
Mexico. Remember the Gulf of Mexico? And one day I said, why is it the Gulf of Mexico? We have 92% of the area around it. They have 8%, really less than 8%. But for
Funny
350 years, it was good. You know, they were there 100 years longer than us, Mexico. They're at 350, we're at 250. And I said, I've said often, asked myself, why do we call it the Gulf of Mexico? It seems like we dominate. Well, when I checked, it was more than 92%. So I announced, I wouldn't say Mexico was thrilled, but I announced that from now on, the Gulf of Mexico is going to be called the Gulf of America. And it took about 1 hour and it was done. Everybody, I mean, the president called me. She's really a nice person too. I like her a lot. She called me.
Go for
She had the most beautiful
the
voice.
Gulf
She's a
of
very
America
elegant
because
woman.
I
Has a
wanted
beautiful,
to,
beautiful voice. She
because
goes,
I wanted to
President,
grow weed at Darby, Big
President,
Darby, and
tell
Little
me,
Darby, and bring
this
it
is
to
not so.
bring it sell it in America.
And then Google Maps changed
the
it.
American
We won the
waters.
court case in about 1 hour, and Google Maps changed the name. And it's now the Gulf of America, which it should be in all fairness. We're crushing Iran's weapons stockpiles, destroying their missiles and drone factories at levels nobody ever thought was possible, and turning their defense industrial base into nothing. Iran's navy is gone. It's all sunk at the bottom of the Gulf and elsewhere. Did you see the attack submarine that we have?
Those
one after
submarines
another?
that
It
when
was called the
exploded,
Soleimani.
runaway
It was
millionaires.
the pride of their fleet. But this attack
Runaway
submarine
millionaires
goes
got
like
together,
60
both
miles
put a
an hour.
trash
It's
can
I'd
together
never
in
saw
their
anything.
backyard.
And it caught them in about 2 minutes. And that was the end of the Soleimani. Now, then they're 100% dead. They have 22 mine
Great
droppers. They go
people.
on mine
And great
droppers.
Jesus has had to
And the
kill
mine
them, all the
droppers,
Ohioans.
22, all 22 are gone.
All
So
the
I
Ohioan
guess they can drop
fuckers.
mines, but they're going to have to
The
take
porn
them out by a
stars
rowboat because they don't
of the
have any
Jesus
boats.
time. Jesus been told
Their
he got
Air
a
Force is
family.
dead, totally,
Got
completely
to
dead.
kill
It's
off
out
all
of
the
business. No
another
planes left at all.
9/11.
Their anti-aircraft and communications capabilities are
Big,
totally
go out big.
dismantled.
9/11, a whole
Dead.
building of people.
And their leaders are all dead. Other than that, I think they're doing quite
9/11, and a whole building of people just disappeared, dead.
No, their leaders are dead.
The airplanes and people dead. Pentagon needs some upgrades in that area of the Pentagon. And
either dead or in very bad shape because nobody's heard from him. I think he says, just keep me out of this. This is the only country where nobody wants to lead.
that's good AI back there.
There's nobody who would like to lead Iran. Please raise your hand, a big audience of just saying, who would like to be our leader? Dead silence. Nobody wants to lead. Now we have
the only person that the feds and media were talking to, Jeffrey Epstein Island, Jeffrey Dahmer challenge, Jeffrey Dahmer of Ohio challenge.
Each and every one of the military
Cool people. Nobody was going to believe it though. British guy slapping everybody at the party and no asking.
And we're doing it really, I guess we're 2 weeks.
Not the British Klan. British Klan's after Indy.
We call it a military operation. We don't call it a war. We call it a military.
Andy was lying nobody for 8 years. So terrible and so dangerous.
Come to our aid.
So terrifying and so dangerous.
Because I wanted to prove a point.
Papa cut his hair in his sleep.
They probably think I'm a lousy salesman. You know, they said, I said,
And
would
booty
you like
pop.
to help us? To President of France, Macron, nice guy.
You didn't really rape
He's a
this
nice
yet.
guy. They said,
With some dumb clowns.
All right. Well, we are dealing with some massive tech issues today. Our apologies. We've lost our signal.
I got raped
with
by
the
somebody. I want to stab them in their
there
sleep.
In Miami, the president
They
right
cut
now
my hair
giving
off.
us an update
Them
of all the
crackers, them
things that are
niggers.
happening with Operation Epic
Brothers,
Fury.
the
Now,
gang
if we
members,
are able
all the
to
gang men.
establish contact
And he's a man by himself. Been a man by
We'll
himself,
go
man of
back,
the world by
and I'm
himself.
hearing the president
Didn't have
speak
any help.
now. Are we going
I've
back
had
live?
parents to help him out financially here and there.
All right. Well,
But
we
didn't
are
have
not
any
going
mental
back.
help. All the niggers
So,
think
I
that
do
they
wanna
could live
share
with
this
just
with you
just
before we have
money.
to take a quick
They
break.
had
The
just money that
buzz
would
is
fix all
certainly
their
building
mental
around
problems.
my
That would
new
fix
book.
all
It's
their
called The
their
Golden
adopted
Age,
family
How
from the
Trump
time they were
Saved
6 weeks
America.
old, calling him a
The
pedophile
book
at 12
is a
years old.
celebration of what President
He'll
Trump
be a
has
man
done
over the
for our
niggers telling them
country
to suck a
and
dick.
how we can carry on
And
his work. It
Andy's
includes
a
exclusive
different kind of
interviews
man.
with the
And he's a
president
better
and
kind of
many
man.
leaders of
And he's
the
an
American
experienced
freedom
man.
movement.
These
Speaker
niggers
Mike
are
Johnson,
sitting here dreaming
one of
about
many
gay butt sex all day.
conservative leaders who has endorsed the Golden
Oh,
Age.
you
Here's
gay to
what he
have you
has to
have you
say
trying to explain to
as
them how
President Trump leads our
comfortable,
nation
how
into its
how
golden
soothing
age.
gay
Tom
butt sex
Stearns,
is.
that's me,
Right.
has delivered a
It's not.
powerful and timely
That's what
book
they
that
think gay butt
challenges
sex
us
is.
to be
Gay
that
butt sex is
shining
just soothing.
city
Your
on
butthole
a
itches to
hill.
be
Read
raped.
and share this with friends
Raped
and
on your
family
grandparents'
who
floor.
believe in America and want to
by
help
some
keep our
nigger
extraordinary republic. The Golden Age
fuck the
is available
13-year-old.
for
His
pre-order right now
last
at bookstores
kid he
across
fucked was
the
a
nation,
13-year-old. Mine was
including Barnes
17.
Noble and Amazon.
Got butt raped by him on my
Stay
grandparents'
with us,
floor.
folks. We have more news.
Safe house, safe place in Nebraska. No niggers around. Got raped there.
It used to be common. Our newscasters had common sense. They gave it
They
to you.
gotta, they gotta be your
just
baby
the
mamas.
facts.
Baby mamas, man of the world. All your baby mamas run to your rapist, your butt rapist.
He tells it like it is. Catch him every weekday on Newsmax 2.
Hey, parents and grandparents. President Trump continues to make America great again as he begins the second year of his historic term in office. Make sure your kids know the secret behind his presidential punch with the Kid's Guide to President Trump. Get it as part of our free President Trump bundle by scanning the QR code on your
Jesus.
screen or going to freetrumpbundle.com.
Skizzer Ohio, Skizzer loser. Everybody else is happy but Andy. Everybody else got sex and had nothing going on. Sex would be enough to satisfy them right now. Human skin would be enough to make them sleep at night, satisfy them right now. And they say they're Jesus, the chosen ones.
Our President Trump bundle will also
Dumb
include
crackers,
access to
dumb
the Kids
niggers.
Guide online, as well as the Kid's Guide to the Courage of the President, all for free. Make sure your kids
Wasn't
are
the
getting
loser,
the
wasn't the
full
loser
story.
James the meth
Use the
head,
QR code
the
on
meth
your
dealer
screen to get
from
your President
2018.
Trump bundle now, or go to
The only time I ever took a hit of meth in my life was in 2018, and they sit here and call me the dude that got me to smoke with them.
Across the country.
All of my baby mamas was talking to him about my baby mamas, or talking to him about I found out I had a baby mama before this hit of meth. Said people are following me, and I don't know what they're making up kitty stuff and murder stuff. At one point, and then later on, found out I had a baby mama and wasn't sitting here worried that she was a kid. wasn't worried or didn't know she was a teenager yet at that point.
And the effects will last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results.
Look at this one.
2018, I bought weed from the guy. We bought weed from the little man.
I found Flexiderm, and this happened.
The best news
It
in this
said some
super
trendy black,
economy,
trendy wiggers, the better dad, Joe Biden. I'm Trump, the ugly president. It's not going to win. Not going to win with the truth. Joe Biden's going to win with niggers.
0157.
And we have reestablished our connection with the
Biden's
president.
going to
Let's
win
go
with
back to
being
Mike.
trendy with niggers. I'm trendy with niggers and the crackers from the ghetto.
Genius. It's like unbelievable. I mean, to think and we have the technology nobody has. Look at what happened in
I think
Venezuela.
Putin is a killer.
They had other equipment, not ours. They made the mistake of using
Told
other
Joe
equipment. Didn't
Biden,
work
you
too
go
well.
get some rest, get some sleep. This
And,
isn't even your world.
Venezuela was, but it's not powerful anymore. Within 2 days, I think the damage was done. But now it's really done. Now we're just going after targets. And they have no anti-aircraft. So we're just floating over the top looking for whatever we want. And we're hitting it. And we have another
Ku Klan clowns.
554 targets.
Ku Klan clowns, won
It'll
something.
be done pretty quickly.
We're the man of the world, man of Ohio.
What we do.
Y'all's interracial relationships. Andy ever could say that.
When
Hates y'all's interracial relationships and they said that they're I told them that they're trying to keep me away from my interracial relationships, and they said that they came on the paper, or they tried to say, or I said they're trying to keep me from my baby mamas because because we're interracial. And a mental hospital wrote down on a paper that I said that I hate y'all's interracial relationships so much. You made me do murder and pedophile shit. Never once said that.
Was coming off the deck of an aircraft carrier.
Crazy crackers. Interview with the serial killer smoking a cigarette, flipping his hair back.
Boom, boom. And it was 1 o'clock in the
They
morning.
come up
so
with
I said, okay,
some insane
we're in
crackers
trouble. But they were ready for us,
from the mental
Johnny.
hospital.
And we were ready. He said we were ready. And then they hit us. And they came from 17 different angles. They were here. They were there. We ran for our lives. It was over. And it was over. And then we took this guy who was a very bad guy, and within literally minutes, he was in
That's
the
what they
back
owe
of
me
the
money for if I'm not a pedophile or a murderer.
in a
As much of a
house
pedophile as
that
I
was
am a
on big
murderer.
military base with
Never fucking
thousands
murdered in
and
my life.
thousands of
Only on the
soldiers.
internet.
The house was all
Radio
steel, with
killer.
steel doors, steel everything.
Niggers
They had
lied
a
that they
small
swore
steel
and
door,
saw Andy
big
being the
steel
Mr.
door.
Violent Black Man, big violent
Even
black
the
man.
big one would have been opened within 30 seconds.
He's never been in a fight with
They walked
anybody.
in
The
with
niggers are they're
blowtorches.
crazy.
And within
Niggers are
minutes,
lying
he
to
was out of the
themselves. I'm
house,
not
being
their
thrown into the
nigga.
helicopter, sailing away.
They're
It was
nigga.
amazing.
They're going to
Just
high five because he really killed White Amber.
enjoy your trip, sir.
The niggers.
It was amazing. It was an amazing, but this is more amazing what's happening now because we took
Some
a
niggas in the
very
crowd.
strong country. I
It's
could see
okay
the
to go to
gas at
jail,
the
Andy.
bottom.
My
We were
dad
back
went
then.
there.
This was not a weak
It's
country.
okay to
This
go to
was a
jail, Andy.
strong
I went
country.
there in
They had
high
over
school.
10,000 missiles that they
That's what they
accumulated
came up
since
with.
October 2nd, if you think.
I'm not a
Since,
murderer
since the
clown, not a
B2s.
pedophile clown, not a ghetto
Since the
clown.
B2s, they accumulated
That's
that
them.
matter of months.
The meth clown. That's
6
them.
months. But they had well over 10,000. They had rocket launchers. You know, rocket launchers are more important than the rockets because you take a rocket
I
launcher
quit
out,
smoking
that's
crack
the end of that.
when these people told me I had a
People think
family.
you can take those big rockets
You
and
spend
throw
all your
them
money
out
on
the
drugs,
window
you got a
like
whole
when you were a
family.
child with the paper
One person
airplanes.
in person,
Doesn't work
three
that
in
way.
live flesh right in
These
front of
launchers,
me.
and we're not
Heart
getting on
heart
yet
beating right in
because
front of
of
me.
the launchers.
Comes up to me and says,
That's why you may be attacked, but you're not being
"You're
attacked.
spending all
with
this money on
very
drugs. You got a whole family."
numbers of missiles like
Oh,
at
I
the
got a
beginning.
family. Yeah, okay.
But in particular, I want
And
to
walked
thank
away.
my friend, the Crown Prince Mohammed, who is a fantastic man and a great friend of mine, and a friend of all of yours, I think. And he's a warrior. He's a warrior. He was not afraid of this country that, frankly, he should have been afraid of because they're very powerful. I want to thank Tamim because Tamim is, these three people have been unbelievable. Tamim, and then UAE, Mohammed. These are three great people. And they were under tremendous attack.
I was not real.
Unexpected attack. And they weren't thinking this was going to happen.
Not only
Nobody
man.
was. And they turned against him and really became very powerfully aligned. And they were
I mean,
with
there's
us,
other
but
men
they
in the
weren't with
Bible.
us,
All of them are bitch ass losers.
obliquely.
Not all
They
of them.
were
I
with
can't say
us.
all of them.
But I think that
People that
I
got
have to
swallowed by whales.
acknowledge
I don't know
for
if they were
their
bitch
bravery,
ass
'cause they
losers.
were
Or
being hit pretty
they're
hard.
stuck in a
All
cave with a
three
bunch of
them were being
lions.
hit
I don't know if they were bitch
pretty
ass losers.
hard. The Emir, Mohammed, you had two
Doesn't say
Mohammeds
Goliath
in
ever did anything.
Tamim.
What did Goliath
And they're
do?
friends of mine. And also, I have to say that
A big bully
Bahrain
pushing a little guy
and
around.
Kuwait, they were stand up more so than
So
NATO.
how far little flew?
More so than NATO. Now they're a little closer to the action than NATO in all fairness, but very disappointed with NATO. But I wasn't disappointed.
So
with
how
our
far
allies
little flew and it
in the
corrupted
Middle
the
East
big
and
guy. All big
others.
guys' problems.
And others. We
Stone
had
'em.
tremendous support from countries that were not in the general area, but they were tremendously supportive. I
They
think
flew right out my car.
Turkey was fantastic.
Flew right out the
Actually
door.
fantastic. And they stayed out of things that we asked them to. And he's a great leader. He's a great leader. And Indonesia
Fucking
was
Chuck.
great. We had so many great.
Yeah, that's what they
learn who
came
your
up
friends
with.
are.
Fucking Chuck. I asked them if they wanted to stay, if they wanted to hang out longer.
But Indonesia.
I did in the
Turkey,
beginning.
So many other countries.
After,
but
you
the
don't
vibe
say
was
that.
great.
You just see what they want to do next.
But your
So what do we do? Okay, what do we do now?
He was all man.
Folks, that will do it for me today. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4
They call me
o'clock
fucking
Central
Chuck.
Time. Next up is Ed
I asked if
Henry,
they
the
wanted to
Briefing.
hang out longer.
Stay tuned for that. Have a good weekend, America.
For the very first woman I hung out with on the street. Hey, people, it is. I mean, I'll go till 6 o'clock. I didn't even notice that it was.
Opportunity to build something from the ground up. I came here from local news over a dozen years ago.
I didn't even notice that it was.
Conversation with the audience, and I love that Newsmax.
It was after 5:15, but we'll take it to 6 o'clock.
Hi, folks. We're back. If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Pick up the phone, call now.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. That sedentary inactivity is terrible for your health. It's time to add some extra steps to your day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. It's the easiest exercise you will ever do.
Ellipse fits perfectly under my desk, and it is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is
I was
moving,
looking at the
I'm
chat
burning
on here.
calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work. Loosen stiff joints and tight muscles. Reduce swelling, alleviate cramps, and calm restless legs.
Ellipse is so smooth, so easy on my joints. My legs are stronger, my joints are no longer stiff. I can walk without pain. My mobility is as good as it was 20 years ago.
Other seated exercises produce harsh, jarring movement, but Ellipse's 46% larger rotational diameter provides more exercise plus ultra smooth motion that's safe, super low impact, and feels great. Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Be one of the first 300 callers and get upgraded to the Ellipse Deluxe Bundle, a $100 value. Yours free. Get the faster motor for 8 kilometers worth of steps per hour, the step counter, the non-slip mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Welcome to Ed Henry, the briefing, streaming exclusively here on Newsmax 2. We're following two big breaking stories tonight. Far different dimensions to those stories, but still big to cover. The president speaking live in Miami right now about the economy and updating the American people about the war in Iran. We'll go there live in a moment to check in with the commander-in-chief. And earlier, the president himself commented on the other big story, His friend Tiger Woods now under arrest in a Florida jail until about 11 p.m. Eastern, facing 2 misdemeanor charges, driving under the influence and refusing to take a urine
Golfer.
test.
I'm the one that
as
grew up
police
golfing in
responded
high
to a
school. I got
rollover
some
crash
nigger
right
from the
here.
Cincinnati Bengals
Jupiter Island,
for having
Florida,
sex in the
not
woods
far
with my
from
women.
Mar-a-Lago, by the way, where the president's
They're
headed
the
after
cool
the speech
boys.
in Miami.
With
They golfed
Jesus'
together
women and
frequently,
rapists.
friends, and the president
Rapist wants
said
to
he had
play
heard
golf
about
and
it,
have
but
sex
didn't
with
want to say
Jesus'
too
women,
much.
God's women,
We'll get back to
in
that
the
in a
woods.
moment, give you more details. The
Some
other
nigger.
big story, by the way, is the fight over funding at the
Nigger clown.
Department
I've been
of Homeland
defending
Security.
myself
Rages
since
on.
2018
The president this afternoon
against
showed
these
leadership.
racist
He's
pedophile
the one who signed
psychopaths.
an executive order to start paying these TSA agents
Some
who
niggers
have now
thought that
missed
they
3
wrote
paychecks.
something.
They'll start getting paid on Monday. After Senate
They've been
Democrats
having
caved
sex
in the
with
middle of the
all of my
night,
women, all of my
passed
stuff,
by
all of my
a
baby
voice
mamas,
vote, a deal to
all of my
pay
women, all my new
TSA,
women that I can't,
Coast Guard,
that I chose instead of my baby mamas now,
ICE
because my
and
baby
Border
mamas are
Patrol
a bunch
and
of phony,
The Republican
fake
House Speaker Mike
wannabes.
Johnson asked if that was a
The
big
phony
joke. He
dumb
says it's
crackers.
not enough
So I fucking
to just pay some people and not others.
So
He's
I,
not signing off on the deal. Listen.
Listen, we're going to send it over there.
all them Tiger
You can
Woods
see what
calling
they
my
do.
butt
If this
rapist
is not
Tiger
received
Woods
and they
because he's
don't
a
do it,
Cincinnati
the president has
Bengal
shown
and
leadership.
had
He's
sex
got
in
to
the
fund
woods. The
TSA
last place
agents.
Andy
We'll
had
get that
sex
covered,
with
but we
a
have the
teenager
rest of the
in
country to take
Columbus
care of.
in the
We're not
woods when
asking
he's
them to do
17
anything
years old.
heroic. These aren't partisan games. We're not adding bells and whistles to
Golfer.
this. It is a clean continuation of funding
I'm a
to make
Cincinnati
sure
Bengal.
the
I'm
most
not a
basic
Bengal.
responsibility of government is fulfilled. And we'll see how that
The thing
goes.
they could be saying is my butt rapist had
Basically
sex
said
with all of my
tonight,
white
to
women.
reporters before this
Normal
speech in Miami, he
relationships.
agrees with the speaker.
More
He
normal
doesn't want the
interracial
Senate
relationships,
deal. He
mixed
said on True
Andes.
Social he wants
Normal
Republicans in the
interracial
Senate to nuke
relationships.
the filibuster and pass
What do you
clean
think so? What do you
bills,
think's of women?
no other extra stuff.
Some nigger had sex
to
with my
fully
women
fund the
like
Department of Homeland
it was some
Security and
nothing
to also
moment,
pass the
some
SAVE
nothing
Act,
experimental
voter
nigger.
photo ID with 51 votes instead of 60. Now, there's no sign John Thune's going to do that.
John,
Let's
because
dip
I'm
in right
calling
now.
them
I believe
niggers
the
and
president's
crackers.
still speaking. Let's see if he's giving us an update
Never asked
on Iran.
anybody for sex
Let's
or
listen.
money, and then
Maybe
you got touchy-feely
yeah,
and asked
never.
anybody for sex.
And then I happened to be watching CNN, which is
Never asked anybody for sex or
terrible. They
money.
treat me terribly.
Sex and money
In fact,
together.
just a few days ago, CNN had a poll that had me at 100% of MAGA voters. They said they've never seen anything
Anybody
like
for
that.
sex and money at
Can
the
you
same
put
time.
that up? I actually said if you could put it up.
Said I'll give
Do
you
have to
$100,
take
I'll give you
ballots to put it
$300
up?
to come
Go
hang
ahead,
out
give
with
it a
me, help me clean my house.
You know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers
So
that
I'll give
just
you
jump
$100
off
to
the
come hang
screen
out
at
with me.
you, and this is one of those.
Never
Because
said
just
I'll
take a look
I'm
here.
gonna fuck you.
GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%.
Maybe they know what's up.
100% if you are a member.
All right, so the
trying
president
to get a
tossing
relationship.
to a soundbite like we try to do.
That's
He
for
just
sex
tossed
in
to
the
a
same
soundbite
relation,
from
in the
CNN.
same
Imagine that.
question.
In which they say he has 100%.
I never asked any of these women for sex or money. Just asked them if they needed a ride.
MAGA
Where are we going?
voters. I'm
going to my dude's house, but I'm trying to make some money first. Oh, really? What do you do?
Zach Andrews.
When
And Brent Sadler's standing by the way for
I give head for
analysis.
40.
Is live on
Have
Tel
sex
Aviv,
for
where
60.
there have been missiles
Oh
raining
shit!
down
Here you
as the
go. Give
president
them
talks
$60.
about
If they
peace.
do it, they do it.
Zach,
They don't.
what
They
are you
don't.
seeing
I
on
don't
the
throw a
ground?
fit about it. I don't get all touchy-feely and erect and rapey murder.
For the Israeli police. I'll start
That's
with
why they owe
him.
me $17
Dean,
trillion.
This is the first scene.
I'm
from
not
the
a
first
John.
night.
It's the
This
whole
was
point.
the first civilian fatality. Here we are
Hey,
again. I know they
I'd
locked that
I'd
building
defend
down,
myself
took it to
that
a hit.
I was only a gentleman with these women. Wasn't calling them bitches. Wasn't imposing that they're prostitutes. Wasn't failing touching on them. Wasn't doing any of that without them starting the sex and the money conversation. And then I don't say anything. Give them money. And fucking I don't agree to anything. Give them money. And fucking
multiple
and then fucking they do whatever they do.
throughout the Tel Aviv district, and our first responders are time and
We
time
gotta
again.
go into their
I can
dude's
tell
house
you,
first and come
responding
back
to the
out
same pattern
and
of
fuck
since
you.
civilian populations.
So some
We've been
people
showing
fuck
those
you right there.
images a lot of them.
I was
the
trying to start a
warhead breaking
family.
apart into dozens of smaller
They're
warheads.
test my
Can
sauce
you-
out.
I mean, I'm
So my
sure you've
ex-girlfriend
now
beat
seen
me
a
up
couple of these up close.
I was
What
the
does it
reason she
look
couldn't
like,
get
the
pregnant.
actual, the munition, the bomb itself, because these are smaller now than the main missile. But what is that part of the explosive explosive look like when it hits on a street like this?
Man,
start with the
some butt
purpose of
rapist
cluster
wants
munitions.
to
It's to
fuck the
maximize
13-year-old when he's
civilian
18 years
casualties.
old.
This explosive, it
Had to
comes
go to
with
jail
a
for it, to go to
ballistic
court
missile
for
fired
it.
from Iran, opens
And
up at a high altitude
she was too scared to come to
above,
court.
These heavily populated areas, specifically here in
Uncontrollable.
Tel Aviv, spread out in anywhere between 20 to 80 sub-munitions. These cluster munitions are about 20 kilos a sub-munition, depending on the amount of explosives inside.
Go and relive
the
Andy's
explosive itself
life. Andy
about 3
fucked his
kilos.
last teenager in
When it
Columbus in the woods when he was
lands,
17
it
years years old, Tiger
explodes,
Woods.
the body of the submunition becomes shrapnel, and it kills anybody that's around it. Or
All the
severely
Andy's white
injures
women,
them.
normal
We've
white
seen it fall
relations,
into the
normal
woods.
relations
We've
aren't
seen
even
it
white
fall
to
next
me.
to playgrounds.
That's my
And
mom.
here,
My mom's
we've seen it
white.
fall
My
in the middle
mom's
the
one of
street
them.
and kill,
Caucasian.
just another civilian.
It's awful. We only got a couple of seconds left here. How are you guys doing? I mean, we were around for the 12-day war. Remember that was exhausting.
Last time I had sex with a little boy.
Now, and we're hearing that
that
the
nigger
Pentagon, the
being butt raped in my
assessment is that
grandparents'
missile fire
house.
like this could persist for several more weeks. How are you guys doing?
Israel police has
Woke
been
up
ready and is
in
gonna
a sleep
continue
with.
being ready to respond to
I
any
was
of the
sleeping on
scenes
the
that
floor
need
and
explosive
I
ordnance
woke up to
experts
somebody
arrive.
humping
Many of
me.
these scenes where
Both
some
legs
of the
straddled
civilians
over me. I
haven't
said, "Whoa,
exploded
what's
yet,
going on?"
and they put their life on the line
No,
time
just
and
grabbing
time
the
again,
remote,
whether
finding the
it's,
remote, or looking
doing
for a remote,
coordinated
snatched the remote, and
explosive of the submunitions that haven't exploded,
and got off
or
of me
running
and
into
went
buildings
on
that are on
TV and
fire.
was like,
But I want to thank not just them, I
looking
want to
away,
thank
like,
the United States
charged
that are
up.
backing us, because the world knows really that the Iranian regime for decades has targeted
Raised
their own
up,
civilians,
still had
let
the
alone their neighbors, and no problem killing others. And what the
hormones
United
running
States
through
and
or
Israel are
whatever.
doing inside of Iran right now is preventing this scene right here, or the other scenes that me and you have arrived, of destruction and terror from arriving to the streets of New York, Washington, Paris, Sydney. This is the real purpose of the operation.
Last time I had sex with a little boy, he owed me $17 trillion.
All right, Zach Anders, appreciate the report. I'll get back to you.
17 trillion lima. 17 trillion named Destiny.
Now.
Didn't
Not
even
just
know her
what
name
the
was
president has
Destiny.
to say, but what's happening on the ground. Bring in senior research fellow at the Heritage Foundation, U.S. Navy retired.
I'm trying to think of her
former
name.
Navy
It starts
Pentagon
with a
staff,
D,
the great
D,
Brent
D,
Sadler.
D,
Brent,
D,
always good to
D,
have you
D,
on a night like this.
And the
Welcome.
fucking radio came on and said,
Your
I
thoughts
repeated
about
my
what the president
conversation
is saying?
and it said,
Steve Witkoff, the special
Destiny's
envoy,
Child.
by the way, before this speech in Miami, he's
Destiny's
sitting in the front
Child.
row, and we showed him a little
And
earlier.
Destiny's Child.
Witkoff is saying he hopes
And
to meet
I
with
fucking got it later on. I was
representatives
like,
of the
oh,
Iranian
what was her
regime over the
name?
next
And
few
started
days.
fucking.
They
I
seem
was
still
like
optimistic.
overwhelmed
but
and
he's
scared
still-
from it.
Well, and there's the front row there. I think Mr. Witkoff is just a little bit to the left. There's some of the Saudi officials and others sitting there. The point is that if you listen to Zach's reporting, there's obviously still Iranian missiles raining down on
only kitty
Israel
touchdown.
tonight. How do you square
kitty
what
touchdown.
and there's Mr. Witkoff. There was somebody blocking him.
Kitty touchdown,
How do
man.
you square what the president is saying, his optimism, and the fact that there are still missiles raining down? Maybe it's a lot less missiles than we saw at the beginning of the war. Where do you think we are with Operation Epic Fury in getting this closed?
Yeah, sadly, the Iranians have picked up on a new tactic. It's really not one that should surprise anyone. And they're using these cluster munitions because they're harder to intercept. I mean, they break apart at a very high altitude. And so the defensive systems aren't going to go after small munitions falling to the earth. And again, this weapon is designed to take out soldiers in the field to slow their advance. And what the Iranians are doing is they're using it as a terror weapon targeting civilians. Again, an indication of the evil in which we and the Israelis are fighting right now inside this Iranian regime. As far as the wider effort, the war effort, it's important to note that the president the last few days has authorized at least the movement of upwards of 10,000 army troops into the region, ostensibly to bolster defenses around U.S. facilities in the region, but could be used for something else. No one is being very specific, thankfully. The Marines are also arriving, I think, imminently. Upwards of 2,200 of them should be in the region, or at least near the fighting in Iran. That gives the president a series of options. One, to put Marines on ships to be more defensive in a very visible way against Iranian attacks, to get that confidence up that the waterways are free.
Appreciate the poll vote.
Forced
Yeah, if you want to vote in the poll,
go after the sites from which the Iranians
at
are
DruTheProphet.
launching these waterborne or cruise missile attacks against the shipping, as well as what some
subscribe
of
as
them
well,
say,
'cause I have another
something
show
more
that I do,
substantial, like taking and seizing
called
carbon
WeedWorldWide.
island.
That's
But
a
again,
random
going
smoke
after the
session.
Iranian oil industry,
I ain't doing the last
as well
couple
as
nights
getting
because I've
the
been trying to work
confidence
out
that shipping is safe enough
intro
to
and the
resume through the straits,
outro.
doesn't necessarily require boots on the ground in Iran to be effective.
Well, I'm glad you brought us there because you see we have on the screen Secretary of State traveling right now at G7 meetings.
I got an
achieve the
intro
goals and
made,
objectives in Iran
but
without ground
it
troops,
has
but then
I gotta
the
pay
Wall
for
Street
the
Journal reporting, others
subscription.
as well, that the Department of War has a plan to send up to
coming,
10,000 more
but
ground troops to
I-
the Middle East.
I
want to
might
be clear,
just
that doesn't
keep
mean,
using the Smoking
as you
with
know
Drew the
better than
Prophet
anyone,
intro for
that
it.
they'll be on the ground, quote unquote, in Iran. They're
I
just
don't like
going
to,
in the
'cause
region just in case.
it's a
What's
bunch
your
of,
sense after all the analysis you just
different-
laid out? That on one hand there's this, on the one hand
Bunch of
there's
different,
that, and
things
the
going
cluster
on,
bombs.
but-
Could the ground troops be kind of the president just making sure that we're prepared?
Smoking with DruTheProphet intro and outro.
It's more pressure on the Iranians to get to the peace table? Or is it likely we will use these ground troops in Iran?
Well, the number one thing is it should be sowing a lot of uncertainty in whatever remains of the IRGC and the Iranian regime in Tehran.
I told him I ran
why
from
the
the
details coming out of the
cop.
administration and the Pentagon are so
I ran
close.
from the
hold.
cops.
The Iranians have a lot of things now
picking up
that
women
they're
on
gonna
the
have to worry
streets.
about. 2,200 Marines, top of the list.
I think they was going to believe me that I wanted a woman for a
That's
relationship.
not an invasion of Iran. And it would take months to build an appropriate size force. So clearly, that's not on the table. But again, we have a lot of military facilities from Kuwait, Bahrain, where
Kylie said,
been attacked.
I said, yeah, I don't even know the prostitute. I want to be your friend. I said, good. I don't even know the John. I want to be your boyfriend.
Defensive capabilities. And the Marines, of course, as I mentioned, provide a lot more options along the waterfront.
She said she was an exotic dancer. I said, what are you doing out here? She said, trying to make some money.
Absolutely.
I said, oh,
Speaking
okay.
of shipping, you
And
brought
she
me
said,
right to
yeah,
where
but
I
I
wanna go,
don't
which
want to
is
be known as a
the
prostitute.
president's still demanding,
I
obviously,
want to be
he
your
wants a fully
friend. I was
open and
like,
straight
good. I want to
Hormuz.
be known as a John. I'm
But
your
interesting
boyfriend.
development overnight.
I asked
and
Nicole
we've
if
got
she
it
wanted
at
to be my woman
newsmax.com
before we
where you
had
can read
sex.
the
The
details that Iran
second time we
is
hung out
$2
was before we
million
had sex.
for Hormuz passage per
trying to be
ship.
my woman?
When you read the details, there's a lot of people in the Gulf saying,
was
well,
like,
wait a second, this is going to backfire on Iran.
me.
And various Gulf states are going to eventually say, we're going to use pipelines, we're going to build more, we're going to go around, and the strait will eventually be useless.
could
But
handle
to your
me.
earlier points,
And
in the short
I was
term,
like, okay, fair enough.
you know, this could be really,
I
a
did
problem,
argue with
obviously,
her.
because we want the free flow as
We ended up
much
fucking
oil
and
as possible, 20% as
she
you see
didn't
the
ever
world's oil flow going
ask
through
me
there.
for a certain amount of money.
And
She just
I'm
kept
sort of
asking me for
puzzled
$20
to your
over and
other
over
point
again.
about like what's left of the Iranian regime.
She
Like,
was cool
who
as
in the
fuck.
Iranian
She was like the
regime
coolest
is,
person I
you
hung
must
out
pay
with.
$2 million. Like, how do they even
Nicole
enforce
was.
this when the regime is falling apart? Is this sort of
Nicole
just
and
like
Don.
what they're throwing
Nicole and
out
Don
there
were the
and they
coolest
can't
people.
enforce it? How do you make sense of this
Hattie
$2
was
million?
all right. The kiss at
Most
the end
likely
was
it's being a demand made to their
was
partners,
all right.
partners
Was
that
kinda
still
sexy.
deal in oil from Iran.
I didn't know it was
to China.
teenager.
And so I'm sure they have an embassy in Beijing that they can wire the check to without fear of it being followed by a 2,000-pound bomb. So, who's going to pay? It's a good question. I think it's just posturing on the part of the Iranians. But again, it really kind of points to what's the real issue that's blocking the full flow of shipping through the Straits of Hormuz. It's not mines or cruise missiles or drone attacks from Iran. Their capacity to really seriously, physically impede the traffic through there is being degraded massively by military attacks from Israel and the United States. But what they've really taken a hit on, and all it takes is one hit or one mine floating in the water to be seen, and that's confidence. And this is being reflected in massive increases in combat zone P&I insurance rates that have gone up by 12 times. And so really just getting a little bit of confidence, those rates will come down, the ships will start flowing. Already there's a trickle of them going through, could become a flood very quickly, but there's got to be something visible and demonstrable defensive to really show that the Iranians are ineffective.
Got it. In under a minute, here on a Friday night, several weeks in. It's a guessing game right now, but you're educated guess about sort of what's next. Are you hopeful of a peace deal? Do you think that the Iranians are so dug in that this could really go beyond what the president has said would be to 4 to 6 weeks, at least in the first phase? What's your best sense?
John, because they asked me if I was sexually
So the sense
offended
of the
by him.
military tempo is it's going to start to taper
No,
off as
I hung out
targets
with
are
women
less
for a
available.
relationship, not
We'll
just
continue
prostitutes
going
for a
after
one-night
leadership
stand.
as it comes. It's a very different type of
Hung out, I
military
wasn't a bitch
posture
about it.
that's
Didn't act like a
required.
bitch-ass
Again,
nigger
the
about
Army forces moving is indicative of that, to my
Can
mind.
do whatever they wanted to do.
The
They
other
wanted
part
to
of
leave,
this
they could
is,
leave.
and a
It's up to
concern,
them.
is that we culminate too soon. We make a deal with a regime that's
I appreciate that. I appreciate the people
and
voting in
still
the poll.
poses a threat to American lives as well as their neighbors. And we're back at this at 6 months or to a year at a timing and place of the Iranian regime's choosing. And again, many of our partners in the region are advocating that we not let up, and I think they are correct. This is not the time to relent.
Time to maybe finish off the regime. Brent Sadler, always appreciate your analysis. Have a good weekend. Thank you, sir.
You too.
We're following other
reggae. I said, what's your go-to smoking music? I put reggae, rock, country, and rap. And fucking reggae's at 67% and rap's at 33%. I got 3 votes for this.
There's a news conference last hour.
I appreciate it. Any votes is something.
not
cool.
far from where the
They had some
president's
interactions.
Mar-a-Lago is in Palm Beach, 10 miles or so. And
so they're
bottom line
depriving
is
me
he's
of
under
is,
arrest for
people.
DUI. He was trying to
In
pass at a
reality,
high rate
people
of
that are
speed while
gonna,
being
and I'm going to be able to explain my
impaired,
case
I
to.
suppose. He clipped the back end of a pickup truck and a trailer going too fast. And while
Understand
impaired.
why I'm owed $17 trillion.
He apparently passed a breathalyzer.
make
It was
everybody think that I'm
000 according to the
racist.
sheriff because he did not
Racist
have
and
alcohol
crazy.
in his system. But he refused a urine test, which suggested, obviously, to the police that perhaps he had drugs in his system. Listen.
Our DUI investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment. They did several tests on him. Of course, he did explain the injuries and the surgeries that he had. We did take that into account. But they did do some in-depth roadside tests. And when it was determined, he was placed under arrest and taken to the Martin County Jail. At the Martin County Jail, and even on scene, we really weren't suspicious of alcohol being involved in this case, and that proved to be true at the jail. So Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew 000s, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused, and so he's been charged with DUI, with property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test.
Just so sad, the rise and fall again for Tiger Woods, once the greatest golfer. The good news is that
I don't know why they focus on it so much.
Involved in the crash was not
I don't have
injured,
anything
but
else
he's
to
now
talk
facing
about.
jury 2 misdemeanor criminal charges.
A
Third
fucking
time
car
he's
accident.
been involved in a car crash. The most recent was back in February 2021.
Like they make it seem like these celebrities are just out here like ramming cars around.
He did not play golf for a long time. He was trying to maybe get back to the
He
Masters
said
or
car
some of the
crash,
other
this car
majors
crash,
this year,
a
but
celebrity
now
got into a car
a
accident.
major
The
setback,
biggest
obviously,
thing,
and
Biggest
always being in
British
prison
tabloid you got to
for
talk
11
about
years
is a car
because
crash.
That's the law in Florida to make sure
I
that
mean,
drugs or whatever is in his system
you
wear
know,
off
that's
before they
sad,
ultimately
Princess Diana,
crash.
but
We get
I'm
it.
saying like,
Meantime,
no,
we'll take a quick break. On the other side, a rare moment.
the media is fucking wicked, fucking
explain.
crazy.
Plus, a former Biden aide accidentally admits they were never
A
America
car
first.
crash. They say
That
something
and more. The
niggerizing.
briefing returns.
Some black guy with a monkey with a car, a golfer with a car. He's not that cool.
Like, it would be such a joke.
Like,
You served your country with honor. Now get the benefits you've rightfully earned. Paul R.
he's
Lawrence has
not
written
that chill
the
of a
book every
chill of a
veteran should own.
golfer.
Veterans Benefits for
He
You.
wrecked the
This
car.
step-by-step guide breaks down what you need to know, from financial compensation and disabilities to information for dependents and parents. This book is a must-read for all servicemen and women. Get your free copy today with our special offer. Call the number on your screen or go online to order. What will you do when the power goes out? Power outages can be unpredictable and inconvenient, but with a Generac home standby generator, your life goes on uninterrupted because you'll have power when you need it the most. Special financing and low monthly payment options are available. And if you call now, you will also receive a free 5-year warranty valued at over $500. Call or go online now to request your free quote. Power your life with Generac.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most sought-after anti-aging products available today. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags in as little as 10 minutes. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects will last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results.
Look at this one under eye bag. It's gone. I've tried it all, and then I found Plexiderm, and
I was golfing in high school. I played golf for high school. Last place I fucked a teenager in Columbus was in high school.
And free shipping. So don't wait.
No other, like I said, no other black dad's misery.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax? I like
No
it
reason
too.
to
Newsmax, you
have
like
no
Newsmax.
reason
I
to
like it
not
too.
be with your baby mama
It's
and
true.
controlling your
Millions of
relationship. She
Americans
has
agree
nothing
with
she could say
President
to you.
Trump, and they're
That's how it should
switching
be.
to Newsmax. They're watching great shows.
She does
with
have
Greta,
something she could
Carl
say to you.
Higby, Rob Schmidt,
People don't have anything
Finity,
they could say
and
to me.
more. If you're tired of big media, start watching Newsmax. It's free to start. Go to newsmaxplus.com for immediate access.
28-year-old
Get all
Frankie
of
away
President
from the
Trump's
kid.
most important events live. Imagine watching Mike Huckabee's
kids hide your
Israel
wives from
Report,
Frankie.
our Melania documentary, Clint Eastwood,
Frankie doesn't
Charlie
respect
Kirk
anything,
specials,
doesn't respect
even the
anyone.
movie Jesus of Nazareth by Franco Zeffirelli. Once you start Newsmax Plus, you won't stop. So try it for free. Go to newsmaxplus.com, then download the app. It's easy. So make the switch to Newsmax Plus today.
He's not autistic. I'm autistic. Frankie's the one that started all this in 2018 with these
On the
people.
left, calling each
On
other
kitty
out.
jokes.
Earlier this month, we showed you a clip of House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries claiming his state of New York has very strict photo ID when it comes to voting. Watch.
And then if I
Now,
can
the
find
United States
the media
Constitution
picked
also
it up.
makes clear that only citizens can vote. That's a constitutional requirement. And states are free to implement that requirement as best they see fit. In New York State, for instance, there are strong voter identification requirements.
As I told you then, it's a couple of weeks ago, if you just go to like Ballotpedia, some nonpartisan thing, they'll say that New York has no photo ID. You go there, you don't show any license or anything, and you can vote. There it is. And now it turns out even the ladies
car
in
accidents
review
are that big
agree
of a
with
deal.
me that Jeffries is not telling the truth. Watch.
I've never been in a horrible car accident. Never been in a bad car accident. The last car accident I've been in was my worst. That was during these people, and they were cucking me on YouTube.
So that they get that information, and a lot of that is very personal.
My butt rapist.
Well, you know what? A lot of information that we have given away ourselves is very personal information.
Wait, so they were telling Whoopi, no, actually, when we vote in New York, we don't have to show
I think Frankie was cool enough
They
not
tried
to
spin it.
commit a
Never thought
child
I'd agree
sexual
with most of the
offense.
ladies in the
Not
room, but here
to
we are. Joining me now live on
commit
a
it,
political panel. White House.
Frankie's cool enough to not be to commit a child sex exploitation.
Grace
Well, if the niggers want to do it, want to not say Andy's 15 years old.
Thanks for having us on. Grace,
Not say Frankie's 28.
You go into New York, you don't
Andy's
need to show
15 years
that.
old.
I mean,
He's
this
been
is
falsely
not
accused
like
of
an
raping a
opinion.
2-year-old at the
This is a
babysitter.
fact. And
His
now
brothers
the
didn't
ladies
stick
in
up
review
for
are saying,
him.
well, you know, we like Jeffries, but
And his dad told me he can't touch girls and
Hakeem Jeffries must have been confused and thought that
you
he
can't
was
change a
talking
diaper.
about the requirements if you're going to shovel
But at
the
15 years old, Andy's being
sidewalks
called a
in New
bitch
York
ass
City. 'Cause
12-year-old.
In that case, multiple forms of identification, but
A
for
bitch ass
voting for
12-year-old,
the
annoying
leader of the
12-year-old gets all the
free world,
niggers in
not
trouble.
so much. I always think
It's all the
there's
bitch ass
two parts
niggers
of
that
this
should
clip that
have
stand
been
out
there
to
when
me.
they said they was
Yes,
going to
the
be
ladies of
there.
the View, even
Not
in
been
broken
playing
clothes.
around with their
But
daughters,
the other part
with their
of it
daughter's
is
vagina
whenever a Democrat
on camera.
starts kind of wrapping their arms around the Constitution and citing the Constitution, you know they're desperate. Because at this point,
Dumb
they
nigger.
have tried every
He's killed. He's
single
swinging in a
strategy
tree.
as to
The
why we should not
funniest
have
dad in the
strict
world had
voter
to change
ID.
Andy's
They told
diaper,
us that
Andy's kid's
minorities can't get
diaper.
identification.
Yeah.
They've gone on the birth certificate thing where
Dumb
everyone
nigger.
from Morning Joe to Gavin
Dumb
Newsom says,
pedophile.
I
Call him a
don't know what a birth
pedophile
certificate is.
on text
And so now
message.
this
He
is
doesn't
just the
answer.
latest, is now we'll bring up the Constitution. It's so pathetic when you're going against common sense, Ed, and you don't have a strong argument. You start shifting your argument every 2 weeks, and that's what's happening here.
Yeah, it's kind of like what people say about lying, right? Once you start lying, to keep the lie going, you keep changing the story. People say, wait, I thought last week you said this, Daniel. I'm not saying you've ever done that. You've always been a straight shooter with me.
And he's a bitch ass nigger because he's not from the ghetto, not a violent drug dealer.
And CBS News
He doesn't
of
get
all
the man
people is
respect.
calling him out.
Doesn't get the
amendment that
hardworking
would
man
require voters to
respect.
show photo ID to cast a ballot failed to advance in the Senate, despite Schumer saying last week Democrats were not opposed to such a requirement. And you know this happened. John Husted, Republican from Ohio,
He's a
said, I just want
John,
a straight up or down
some
vote
drug
on
dealer
photo
getting
ID.
pussy.
Democrats originally said
Drug dealer
that's not a
committing
problem,
crime,
and then
getting
they all
money,
voted
though.
against it. Daniel,
Touch and
what do
feel
you
on
think?
women and talk them into
This
sex
is
and
an
then
80-20
lowering
issue.
themselves
Most
down to
Americans have
$20
IDs, they
and
drive
have
to
sex with
work,
them.
they drive
That's what they
their
came
kids
up
to
with.
school, and so unless we
They
have
have
a
to say
state of
anything.
people
Didn't
not
have,
wanting to
definitely
get
didn't have to say
driver's
$20.
licenses, because they're afraid of getting deported if you're an illegal immigrant, then that's one thing.
Dumb
But I
crackers
do
got the
think
story
that
wrong.
Republicans should be a little cautious in terms
position's
of how
wrong.
much they focus
The sex offender
congressional
position's
time
wrong.
on helping Trump out to pass this Save
Saying
America
about
Act,
$20 or
because,
$40,
the longer
$60,
that this drags
$80,
on, and if there's
$120.
no progress, if the filibuster doesn't go away, then Americans, swing voters are going to say, hey, why aren't you focusing on the economy and gas prices? Why are you just focusing on this one pet issue of Trump?
Yeah, I want to talk about the DHS funding and some video that Randy Fine posted. He's a Republican congressman from Florida, and we just laid out how the Democrats have been in trouble.
I didn't come
But
up
now
with a way
the
to fix every
Republicans
problem in
are
the world.
playing
On top
each
of
other.
turning down $23
Grace,
million
this
dancing
is
from my
John
different
Thune
God.
right there in that vest, leaving the airport, either DCA or
Last
Dulles,
kid I
somewhere
touched
in
wasn't the
Washington,
17-year-old.
to
Well,
presumably go
18-year-old,
home South
that's their
somewhere
lie.
for spring break.
That's what they want me to tell everybody. That's what they want me to lie to everybody. Get the white people to safety. That's not real, though. That's the only thing I came up with to all their Mexican and down in Kingston lies. The college, the guy in Brittany knowledge lies. Lies of their knowledge in my head, of their age in my head.
Running out of town and not finishing.
Never once had a adult to pick out was a teenager. They had to tell me all these adults were kind of weird. Andy, what do you think about
I
them?
think Daniel's absolutely right. I think a lot of people are getting fed up with both sides of the aisle and really throwing their hands up here and realizing
I said, didn't say anything. Didn't even say anything about their adults or their age or anything like that.
Vacation, and meanwhile, people have been waiting in the airports for 4 or 5 hours.
Kylie was 23, exotic dancer, had a good time.
I was thinking to myself,
that's all I knew about her. Didn't focus on her age.
Today, I was relieved. I'm sick of covering it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired for
and
people.
And then they told me,
they
told me she wasn't 23. She was Jeffrey Epstein girl.
And then afterwards, everyone takes a victory lap. Oh no!
And then 3 years later, told me that a guy lied to me in like 2016, 2015. And then fucking, I thought it was a grown man. And then fucking, and then told me another girl actually lied to me on told me that person I never knew she wasn't 20.
Who was choking.
I was looking at her. I thought she was 20. I didn't think that.
I think everyone's a loser here except for ICE.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Daniel, I want to walk through this because you've got
only winner, only one, 12 baby mamas, 14, 15 kids.
The
they lied that I couldn't have a good, didn't have a good enough brain for a real job.
But you get the TSA and the Coast Guard without any changes to ICE's tactics, which the Democrats have said for 6 weeks now. You've got to change what ICE is doing, or we're not giving you money.
To win in line.
That's a win for Senate Republicans. But the House Republicans, as you know, Daniel is saying, not good enough. We want all the money. Are the House Republicans kind of misstepping here by taking what could be a win where they say, we got Schumer to cave. Let's take what we can and move on. And now
the inside of a 2-year-old like they fantasize about.
And if the money doesn't get funded, all of a sudden it's the House Republicans maybe holding it up.
Did an allergy test. She had clothes on.
No, I think that's exactly right because
they got mad that I wasn't attracted to it. I said I was sorry about it when I was 24, 25, and the first time they reminded me about it, ever asked me about it. Immediately broke down and said I was sorry about it.
Republicans,
didn't lie about it, didn't deny it, didn't play with it, didn't fucking sit here and make up the sat her down on my lap 15 seconds, 30 seconons, and stopped. Got weirded out.
Tearing his hair out about how House Republicans have kind of messed up this win.
Babysitting. I was babysitting till past 11 p.m. the time that he said he was going to be home. Was out drinking all night. Said he was going to be home. And then fucking that happened like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Sat her on my lap because I got falsely accused of touching a 2-year-old at the babysitter's when I was 12 years old. Last babysitter I went to.
Stay with us, Patriots. As the Senate set
last babysitter I went to.
For part of the Homeland Security Department,
accused of touching a 2-year-old when I was 12 years old.
Not sitting too well in the House, as we said.
And then Frankie said, hey, do you want to babysit? And he told me to change a diaper one day, and my dad said, you can't do that. Remember what happened at the babysitters? And fucking, nothing even happened. Got falsely accused of being a black nigger, dumb nigger. 12 years old, dumbest nigger son in the world. And fucking, dumbest bitch ass nigger son in the world, Andy. And Frankie, bitch ass drug dealer. Bitch ass violent drug dealer comes home with human bites and dog bites from his drug deals. What do you call it?
Answer your questions and tell you what your case is.
Comes home with human bites and dog bites
Are you
from his drug
overweight
deals.
and you'd like to get up to
And
33% more income in retirement?
and kills his friend at the bar by selling him drugs.
Annuity Do's
I'm
and
crying
Don'ts
about
for
it.
baby boomers from a
And-
leading
and,
financial firm on maximizing your
gets
income
involved
in
in
retirement. This book reveals little
and
known
Andy's
secrets
life.
about
And
annuity
he says,
strategies
hey, Andy, you want to
and simple
babysit?
to
Dresses his
understand
daughter up in a
terms
see-through
that can help
thong
you
and
make the right
see-through
choices
stockings,
before buying an
see-through
annuity. And if you call
see-through
right
leggings,
now as a bonus,
and no
we'll throw in a
underwear,
free
and
annuity
had me
report.
babysitting
We've
extra long.
researched
Had me
over
overthinking
1,200
babysitting,
annuities
so I sat her on my
summarizing the
lap,
rates and
babysat.
benefits for you.
What
So
am I
don't
supposed to be
miss out
doing
on
here?
this opportunity
I
because
got extra
supplies are
confused.
limited. Call now and find out
She
how
didn't
you
feel
can
any,
get up to
or
33%
she didn't make
more
any. She didn't
income
make
in your
any noise. Like
retirement,
she didn't
and
make any
oversee
sound or
annuity
anything.
Do's
Got
and
off the
Don'ts
couch
for
and went
baby
back to
boomers,
playing.
and the
I was
annuity
15
rate
years old.
report as an added bonus. Both books
They
are
tried to
yours
sit
for
here and
free
lie.
just for
$17
calling
trillion
Annuity
is
Jungle
about
today.
something else.
Call 800-518-5694.
Or,
That's
well,
800
$17 trillion is about 17
518-5694.
trillion. Is about 17 or 8 trillion alignment. But they're trying to sit here and lie that's not about something after. After Lily, we already admitted to Lily. They already said we're sorry about it. I was already a man about that. They're betting me $17 trillion now. Never betted me 15 trillion.
My father nearly
Never betted me
died before having a
15 million.
bypass and valve replacement that saved him. And my mom, who was my inspiration,
That's what the whole
suffered a
show was
stroke.
about. I explained what I actually did. The
Her
one
ability to move
most
and
pedophile
ultimately her
whole
life.
channel was
To see
about.
someone so
I
vibrant,
explained
so
the most
positive,
pedophile thing I
who'd
did, and these
survived
people are
so
making
much
up
in life,
stuff has happened
be
since.
debilitated by a stroke.
People
It
are
was
making up. I
devastating.
picked up
And also
teenagers
a
off the
wake-up
street and
call.
was
And that's
lying
why
I
I'm
didn't.
so passionate
I
about
never knew anything
supporting the
teenager about
American Heart
Columbus.
Association. They're doing more every day to stop needless deaths. But they simply can't do their life-saving work without you. So please call now or go to helpheart.org. And for only $19 a month,
Andy's
just
been
63
defending himself by
cents a
himself.
day,
Hasn't had
your
any help.
donation
Anyone
will go to
counseling
work
him.
to do
Anyone
amazing
talking to him, telling him it's okay. We got
Fund the
this.
next
There's
medical
other
break.
people that
Get
feel
the
the
next
exact
person
same way that
trained in
you feel.
CPR and
Like
the
they
next
just
hospital
let Andy
certified
get
in
pissed off and be a
high-quality
racist.
cardiovascular care.
Hey, don't tell him that he has the prophet's supposed to know who Muhammad is.
Please.
Supposed to know that everybody else that's scheming on Andy and thinking hard and plotting on Andy in his head has to know that there's somebody out there that's fighting for him. Andy's been by himself in the hospital taking needle drugs the whole time, being told he's incompetent in courts and not allowed up to court and being called incompetent. Then he wants this guy up in court.
Heart disease is America's number one killer and the number one killer of women. And that's why I'll do whatever I can to make
I'm
sure
reading the
others
chat.
don't
Look at the
die
chat.
from heart disease before their time. So please
Right
join
here,
me.
there's another guy helping me.
Call the number on your screen.
Don't have
or go
another
to
man helping me.
helpheart.org
Brothers.
and help save even more lives. Thank you.
I mean, I do. Why do that? I don't.
All right, welcome back to your briefing on what the heck is going on in the swamp. We could probably do that segment every day. The Senate early this morning, as we told you, approving part of the Department of Homeland Security money. It finally
Now
got
Winchester
TSA
Jesus is
agents
our.
paid, and most other agencies like the Coast Guard, but not immigration enforcement operations like the Border Patrol. So the impasse
Not even
continues
something
with
a
House
human
Republicans
being
saying the
can
deal's not good
understand.
enough and they're not going to pass the Senate version.
You can
Now
be
they wanna
so
pass
great
their own version.
that somebody
But then
wants
if
to
there's
cut your
changes,
dick
it has to
off
go
for
back to the
a
Senate.
whole bunch of
They said
obviously
Senate
lying
already left town for
prostitutes,
2 weeks
sexually
for the spring
immature,
break.
immature,
Basically, it's one
immoral,
big mess. So let's try to sort this out.
lying
Bring in our
prostitutes.
congressional correspondent,
I was
Kimberly
fucking around
Kimberly.
doing whatever. You can't force them to have sex
House
with you.
Republicans have been
But if I'm going to hang out with available women and then all they want to talk about is sex, I'm going to try to get them pregnant.
CBP.
Try to
House
test my sauce
Republican
out.
Conference Chairwoman Lisa McLean says their conference is united on a 60-day CR.
Obviously, people are in the negotiation mood. So let's continue the
Sat here lying
negotiations
to
for the next 60 days till May
Andrew Tate is
22nd.
lying to the world.
And let's continue to negotiate. But while we continue to negotiate, don't you think it makes sense for the people who are keeping us safe to get paid?
I'm not even really
Republicans
Andrew.
do.
I'm like the opposite
House
of it.
Speaker
They
Mike
tried to
Johnson
take
called
Andrew
the
Tate
Senate
and
agreement
say
a
that
joke and says
one of
that
the
the
greatest
White
men in
House has
society, or
endorsed
the
his plan.
opposite of
Mr.
Andrew Tate.
Speaker, has the president...
I spoke to the president a few moments
Some
ago. He understands
a
exactly
chauvinist,
what we're doing,
violent,
why, and he supports it.
kickboxer.
But Democratic Senate Minority Leader
sex,
Chuck Schumer
now they're both
says
sex
the bill,
traffickers.
which, quote, locks in the status quo is
Baldy,
on arrival in the
the
Senate.
opposite of Andy.
Republicans know it.
But Andrew Tate's actually cool. He actually spits facts, actually spits knowledge. He's actually very mature.
Not give a blank check to Trump's lawless and deadly immigration militia without reforms. House
It just he says a bunch of
Leader
stuff,
Hakeem Jeffries told
bunch
me
of stuff I
earlier
wouldn't
he
think. I
supports
wouldn't
the
think to
Senate
say.
agreement, even though it didn't include any
It's funny though.
concessions or
But
ICE
I
reforms.
went to school with a
But
kid
it's
named
unclear how many
Kevin Tate, and he
Democrats
was
will
a
support this
bald head
proposal.
biracial,
Back to you.
bald head mixed,
Louisiana Congresswoman
like bi
Julia
kid.
Letlow is running now
Like
for the
bisexual
U.S.
or
Senate
something.
from Louisiana. She's gotten the critical endorsement of President Trump in that open
I don't say
seat.
biracial for
I
that.
spoke to her before the Senate
When I
compromise,
say
and she
biracial, I mean
lashed out at the
multiracial.
left
I'm
for
multiracial.
holding TSA agents and their families hostage. Watch. You know, you hail from the great
Yeah,
state
his name's
of
Kevin
Louisiana
Tate.
that is helping make
And there's
America more energy
the
independent.
prosecutor
Without that sharp increase in
that
American
fucking gave me
energy
my
production, wouldn't it be
CCW
we
charge,
be
and
more at the mercy
when
of
I had a
Iran
West Virginia
and other
CCW,
bad actors when it comes to this
gave me a
oil spike?
CCW
And are
charge
we confident
and
the president's right that high gas prices here at home that people are
fucking
feeling in Louisiana, everywhere else,
misdemeanor
be
for
short-term.
shooting at the or for shooting at the cornfield, but the fucking
the
that's what it came down
agreement
to.
that it will be short term, and those prices will continue to come down. You know, we do it best in Louisiana.
I accidentally lied about it. They knew I wasn't lying on purpose. They knew I was innocent, trying to tell the truth in an interrogation room.
Most efficient way.
They knew I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Our energy production in Louisiana and across the country, and I agree with the president. Those prices are going to come down very quickly.
Now there are new
The
concerns
prosecutor's name was
tonight
Kevin.
about inflation
It was some
beyond
Asian
just
dude.
gas
prices. Before the war, the president had done such
His
a great
race
job
doesn't
of
matter.
bringing
It was
down
cool. It was
below 3%.
It was cool. And
There's
the
a
only time I
forecast
seen him, he
out
wasn't
today
calling me a nigger.
Put out by a think tank that tracks this. They say the Mideast crisis could fuel a surge in U.S. inflation, as you see, to 4.2% per year. Are you
I
concerned?
didn't have Ohio
Do you feel like the
CCW. I didn't go
elites
through Ohio
are
classes.
saying
I
the
did
same
a
thing
West
they said about
Virginia
the Trump
online
tariffs, that it was going to
CCW.
spike inflation, and that never materialized?
I agree. I think the elites are definitely fear-mongering here. I trust the administration. I trust the president's judgment on this, and he has proven that he is the best
America has to
president
be
of
in
my
a going
lifetime.
agreement to
And,
Andy's a nigger for this to be right or this to be real. In other words, Andy's some crazy nigger.
Come down. So
Doesn't know what
again,
he's
when I'm back
talking
home in
about. If he
Louisiana,
doesn't,
talking to my
if
constituents,
America
I say,
doesn't lie that
take
he's
a
some
deep breath,
crazy
trust the
nigger for running
president's
from the cops.
administration. They know what
Listens to
they're doing,
reggae
and
music, dates
first
white
and
women, and
foremost
doesn't
are
sell
here to
drugs or
protect
isn't
us,
violent.
American citizens,
That's
and I know that's what the president
dumb
is doing.
trash Amber that's
Speaking of
violent.
the art
White
of the
trash
deal, I know
Amber in
you and others
Charlotte.
have been working
Karate
on the Hill
girl.
there to try and get a deal
That's
to
violent.
get full funding for the Department of Homeland Security.
Sit
The
here and
left
say
keeps
violent is
bashing
anything
law
Andy
enforcement. They attack
or
ICE agents,
the
and
rap
they hold up
life
this funding for
is
TSA
anything
agents and
Andy.
others.
Andy's just
We're seeing
living the way the
presidents send some of
rappers
these ICE
live.
agents to fill the gap
Doesn't
at
know that's
airports
only art
in
and
more ways than
and
one. Today at JFK
fiction.
Airport, we learned an
So you're
infant
lying about
became
Andy's
unresponsive and stopped breathing.
Andy's
And it was an ICE agent
humming in his head.
stationed at a checkpoint, thanks to the president who sprang into action.
Trying to
and
say you're
she
lying. That's
allowed
Andy's
to
dreams,
perform the
rap
Heimlich
dreams.
maneuver that restored the infant's breathing after
Walking
nearly
down
2 minutes.
Sullivan.
These are the
I mean,
same people, these
I don't
ICE
know.
agents,
I probably have
and we're
nightmares
showing the
walking down
video,
Sullivan.
saving the life of a young child. I know you're a mom, and the left
I'm trying to
calls
sit here
these
and lie that
ICE
they won
agents
something, or
Nazis. Your
they
thoughts?
won something. They won my kids and to be my baby mamas, and if they thought that wasn't a gift from God, then they're trash.
The American people.
What is?
The
I
Senate
turned out $23
Democrats
million
need
for
to
some
constitute
blown out
and place
prostitute.
stop to this.
They're gonna try to call me a John.
First day of this shutdown, it's
pretty desperate John.
to stop, especially for states like mine,
Mhm.
who are no
That's what they
strangers
that's what
to
they
disasters
that's what they would make up. Pretty desperate John.
TSA,
Like,
you know, I
turned down
talked to
$23 million
their
for your gift from
You know,
God.
I actually yesterday
Try to
announced
sit
that I
here,
will not
try to sit
take
here a
another
lie. I'm
paycheck
desperate.
until DHS is reopened and our TSA agents are receiving their paycheck.
Well, we salute you for doing that because the Democrats have been holding up these folks' money, their paychecks, as you say.
Oh, dang it,
Some
Johnny.
of them living in their cars, others having to take
Dang it,
other
Johnny.
jobs.
Andy could
and
not
leave
touch a
TSA
prostitute
altogether.
or
It's
ask
just
someone
been
for sex in
outrageous.
person.
We appreciate you standing up and
For
joining us
money.
tonight. Congresswoman Julia Letlow, thank
I
you.
don't have
Look forward to
anything to
seeing you
do
soon.
with sex and money. Sex together with
you.
money.
An illegal immigrant, yet again, is accused
My
of
mom for
murdering a
money,
young
so they lie that
female
I'm a John
college
towards
student.
my mom.
And somehow her campus newspaper is
Supposed
now
to be a prostitute
apologizing
towards her. That's what
to
the
illegal
crackers on the
immigrant.
street come up
The
with.
shocking story out
That's
of
what the
Loyola University
slave
in
son
Chicago.
story
My Newsmax
mothers
colleague
come up
Rob
with.
Schmidt and Rick Leventhal join me on that next.
And he's supposed to be the slave to his mother.
Hi, I'm Ed Henry. I've worked at a lot of news networks. But
sex
I
slave.
love Newsmax the most.
That's what the prostitutes
because
come
we
up with now.
really are
Now
real
you,
news
that's
for
how
real
women
people.
are,
It's not just
Andy.
a
You're supposed to
slogan.
pay
We
her with
actually
sex
believe
now.
in the power of the people.
We're talking about how this big man on the streets all day. Now you're supposed to have sex with your Oedipus relationship. You're that's so sexually immoral with the beast. Lie that the beast has an Oedipus relationship.
Hey, parents and
Yeah,
grandparents.
Jesus, the beast has a
America
Oedipus
great
relationship.
as
This
he
horrid
begins
man
the
if he doesn't
second
want
year
to
of
cut
his
his dick
historic
off
term in office.
and
Make
be
sure
the free
your kids
tranny.
know the secret
Babbles
behind
on
this
about
presidential
how he
with
shouldn't
the
have had to
Kids
do
Guide
this
to President Trump.
and
Get it as part of our free
how
President
he
Trump
wants to be the
bundle by
tranny
scanning
school
the QR
shooter
code
now
on
and
your
have
screen or
tranny
going
sex
to
tranny
Teach your kids about the
pedophile islands and a whole bunch of stuff where we get kids into wanting to be trannies and ruin the world for population control and a dumb colorful fruity world where nothing ever gets done. Whole bunch of distractions.
Learning the truth without bias. Our President Trump bundle will also include instant
You got to
access
worry about
to
your
the Kids
outfit.
Guide
The man got to
online,
worry
as
about
well
turning
as
to
the
worry
Kids
about their
Guide to the
outfits all
Courage
day.
of
Got to
the
be
President.
walk around
All
on
for
eggshells,
free.
not to be a
Make sure
tranny,
your
not to have
kids are getting
some
the
dumb
full
Karen
story.
sit here and lie.
Use
You
the
need
QR code
you
on
got
your
them
screen
started
to
on
get your
heroin and
President
with a
Trump
Glock
bundle
and
now,
need
or
your
go to
dick cut off.
freetrumpbundle.com.
So this is Blake.
Got them started on heroin
He
with a
is
Glock and
the
need your dick cut off. That's what the
smartest,
crackers and niggers come up. Swear they're not
sweetest,
crackers and niggers.
most
And
loving,
he's
thoughtful
schizophrenic.
boy ever. At
Yeah,
18
Blake,
months,
the
he
black
was
ache.
diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
The
spastic
black ache has the
quadriplegia,
black anger, walks
and
around
he's
so
never let
culturally,
that
so
hold him back from anything.
cultural,
He's wanted to
cultural,
accomplish.
whatever,
We were
offended.
told that there was a possibility
Culturally
that he
offended
might
all
not
day.
walk.
Dating white women, walks around black, so blackest black man of the most blackest man that you know in the world.
Like it was yesterday.
That's
just coming
Andy.
in, Shriners Children's and
How they
him
come up
being
with
so
Blake.
little. And
The black ache.
I feel like that was
Like
the
they
first
call me
time
Jake
that
the
I
John
thought,
ache,
like,
Johnny
this
ache.
is really gonna change his
They'll call me
life.
Jay or Johnny,
When you call this
not
number,
John.
go online
They'll call
to
me the nice Johnny, or
wellshriners.org
they'll call me
for
hot,
another gift.
the
You are
girly,
changing
the
lives,
girly
honoring
gay,
kids like Blake,
girly
rising
gay Jay.
awareness of what was thought possible.
I only like white women.
Means a lot.
Don't like gay monkeys.
They were like my family.
Never,
Blake's had so
never,
many first steps.
never
His
like
first
gay
steps in his
monkeys
walk,
when I'm
his first steps with his
when I'm
braces.
doing it.
It's seeing him do things that we were told he might not ever do.
Feels like you're fucking a
It's
monkey,
just
like you're fucking an animal.
unbelievable to see the growth.
Women
With your
feel
monthly
like
gift
you're
of $19
doing
or
the
more,
right thing.
we'll
Men,
send you your
men
very
feel
own
like
Love to
you're
the Rescue
fucking an
blanket.
animal,
A
like you're fucking
reminder that your
livestock.
support helps turn challenges into possibilities.
It's
It
really
was,
not sexy
Lots
once
of
you've
tears,
had
happy
once you've had
and
women.
sad at times, realizing how hard he was working, and just inspired by his perseverance and his determination.
Your support makes it possible for
Had
children
women.
like Blake
It's
to
really
receive
not
long-term specialized
the
care.
sexiest thing in the world.
Thank you for helping kids like me. Because of you, I could walk.
Blake.
So please, call this number or go online
He's
to
a child.
loveshriners.org right
Like,
away with your
typical
monthly gift.
brainwashing tactics to
Thank you for
little
coming.
kid that was doing all the work. Little kid that's scaring everybody out in public.
You use the word illegal when talking about the man who
kid that's
allegedly
scaring everybody
killed,
out in public.
Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented.
Unreal. 2 years since that humiliating moment for Joe Biden, and we can report this
A little kid
embarrassing
that's scaring everyone out in
mentality
public. That's what they
still
came up
exists among
with.
the left in this
They
country.
do his work,
This week,
work
the
and smoke
editors
weed.
of Loyola's campus newspaper, The
And
Phoenix,
everybody's getting scared of
actually
Andy. Gotta slow this guy
apologized
down.
to the alleged killer of this young lady, 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman, for calling him an illegal immigrant. The paper now calls the suspected killer a Rogers Park resident. I guess that's the neighborhood where she was murdered. The editors noted in their apology, quote, "No
Some
human's
white people have
existence
something to
is
be mad at with
illegal."
Andy. Andy
And
slapped.
we quickly
Andy,
changed our
Andy,
wording to reflect that.
Andy winked
And
at
you know
him.
what? It's not just the college paper. Look at this.
9 months
Chicago
later.
Tribune. They're also calling this Venezuelan
Took me 9 months to
a
wink at him. Why
Rogers
did I say
Park
something?
man. Remember, it was like the Maryland dad in the other case. I got to discuss this media madness with my Newsmax colleagues Rob Schmidt.
Just to wink at him.
and
Why
Rick
didn't I say
Leventhal.
something?
Watch.
About your dreadlocks.
Guys, I mean, nothing is more enraging to see this kind of behavior in the media, and that's what we talk about. Ed, I'll start with you. Go ahead.
Remember, it was a Maryland dad, not an MS-13 gang member. That's the kind of thing the Democrats and the media played along. Now the same here.
So they
Look,
tried to say
Democrat
here a lot.
Senator
They
Chris Murphy this week
proved
was
my
on MS
the
Now
kid's DNA with my
referring to, I believe,
dreadlocks. It
something
never
like
happened.
undocumented Americans.
It wasn't my kids.
Well, Senator, they're not American.
Wasn't my interracial
if they're
kids.
undocumented. If they go through the process,
they came up
we
with.
welcome all legal.
12 baby
immigrants.
mamas,
We talked
12
about
baby,
this
11 of
many
them are
times,
white.
but they
That's
want
what
to
they're all
turn
here
things
for,
upside
angry
down
crowd for.
and turn illegals.
Ain't no angry black crowd,
It's
angry
why
interracial
the
crowd now.
left, politicians like the
How
Chicago.
dumb are you? Some
for
dumb
example,
niggers
there's a
lied that I'm
female
so
politician in
many
Chicago
drugs beat so
who
many
said
children up
this
that
may
I'm
have
just
been the victim's fault
getting
in
brainwashed
Chicago.
by
She
the
made
feds
a
and the media all
story,
day.
This illegal immigrant who had a gun and he shot her. No, he's a murderer.
That's what they said. It's been saying since
And
2018.
just
All
so-
my
I
butt
mean, it
rapist,
makes you
violent butt
disgusted
rapist
that
coming
we
back
have
and
people in this country that can even
lying that
have
I'm
this
the
kind of
drug
mentality
dealer
toward this
that
problem and toward this issue.
beat up so
With the
many
Gorman
children, knew
family,
about
you
so
feel
many
so bad
children
for
and
them
raped and
originally to
murdered.
come
And
out
man, get the fuck out of here,
fully
20
reject
niggers.
this idea that she was in the wrong
Is that what
place
your
at the wrong
family
time,
does?
that she
You
started
heard a
up
black
some
guy doing that
poor
before?
man that had a gun and forced him to shoot her, which is how
You heard a
the
black
argument that,
person from
Ed
Now
just
Winchester
talked
doing that
about,
before?
That's how she explained it.
The ghetto comes up with
Responding to the mayor as well.
the
the
ghetto's
mayor
worries,
this
their
week,
loose butt worries.
Rick unveiled the city's new abolish ICE
Loose
slogan
butt worries.
yesterday. Trying to be cute and clever with this little gimmick here.
$17
They do
trillion.
this right after this young woman's senseless murder. They bring this thing out.
Yeah.
And then they have essentially pledged,
coughed wrong, I didn't.
you know, to not
I
let
wasn't
it
a
deter.
racist before. Now I'm
Johnson
just,
essentially
now
pledged
I'm
to
just
not let
different.
what
Now I'm
happened
just better
deter
than
him from
everybody.
ensuring that tragedies
On a
like
high
these
horse. They
continue
call me a
to happen
narcissist.
again. That was his
Call me a
statement
pedophile,
yesterday.
murderer,
Family
drug
statement
dealer,
saying
rap
Johnson's statement 5 days ago.
rap boy.
The
Like,
condolences, all of that, but says this was not a senseless tragedy. They pushed back pretty
ghetto
strongly
boy,
for them
gorilla
doing so.
boy, crazy boy, mentally ill,
They're
schizophrenic.
trying to sanitize and
Schizophrenic
normalize
deadbeat.
illegal
Schizophrenic baby
behavior
dad.
by saying, "Oh, he's a Rogers, but he's not an illegal immigrant." There is no such thing. There is such a thing. That is the correct definition of who
Schizophrenic
he is.
racist.
He's an illegal
Repeating their stuff all day.
immigrant. Didn't
The
belong in
niggers
this
and
country.
rappers,
Was
what they
allowed in.
refer to the
and
world as.
Many believe that this was some sort of gang initiation.
Not these
That
people.
he was trying to prove himself by murdering an innocent young girl. And imagine those
She's a
parents who
cracker.
spent tens of thousands of dollars to
Not
send
murdered
their
by
daughter to
Andy.
this
She had her
esteemed
teeth knocked out.
institution, which then
Told him,
just
save her, put her in the mental
makes a
hospital.
mockery of it.
Let's hang out with
tries to
women.
apologize
Didn't know
to
anybody
an
was a
accused
lying
killer.
teenager sitting here lying
Their
to
priorities
black
are
family
all
raped them, black military
messed
family
up,
raped
Rob.
them.
They're in the wrong place.
Black
and
respectful
we won't
family
stop talking
raped
about
them.
it.
The only
We're not gonna
only
get into that.
black people to say, hey,
That was the father.
there's good black people in our
Are we ready
race.
to light it all on
They
fire?
raped
I
the
wanna
white
get to this part, let
teenager.
you guys
White
go.
cracker
Ed
didn't
Kimmel,
deserve to be
really
called a
stepped
cracker, is
in
what they
this
said.
week, didn't he? This arrogant
Raped and
criticism
murdered.
of Mark Wayne Mullen, who's
They
now
said,
the head of
I
Homeland
raped and murdered my
Security
baby mama.
Services.
With my black dad and my
His
white
newly
mom. My
confirmed
mom and
Secretary
dad
of
never
Homeland
had anything to
Security,
do with me
Mark
hanging out with
Wayne
women on the
Chuck
streets. I never
Mount
murdered in my
Bruce
life.
Dave Mullen. Maybe
They never
now
knew anyone was a
before he
teenager.
was elected to the Senate,
That's the main
Mark
thing. Never
Wayne
knew anyone was a
Mullen
teenager. Never murdered
low-level
anybody.
MMA fighter
You know, these
and
people
a
ever met my
plumber.
mom and dad.
That's right. We have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now. I work for Super Mario. Why not Mark Wayne?
You know what's funny about this, Ed, is Mark Wayne Mullen, first of all, he mocks him for having a good American Southern name, which isn't surprising. You got a guy like Mark Wayne Mullen, takes a very small business, turns it into the biggest, I think, plumbing company in his state, makes a tremendous amount of money, makes a success for himself, and he's being mocked by Jimmy Kimmel. What are Jimmy Kimmel's credentials, by the way, to politically indoctrinate a huge audience every night? He was an idiot his whole life.
Business
He
is
was
called
a
a
half-assed
Essential
comedian.
Improvements
He's never done
LLC,
anything,
but
spectacular as far as I can tell.
I
And
have-
now he just
I
talks
have a
on
lot
TV
of
and he gets to
successful
tell everybody
jobs
how to vote.
completed.
Well, at this rate, you're going to get back in Kimmel's monologue. I
couple-
can tell
there's
you that
a
much.
couple
and
were,
rightly
like,
so, because you're tearing them apart. And you should, because he exposed how much of an elitist
Eyeballing
he
it.
is by saying, oh, we got a plumber. It just shows these left-wing elitists out in Hollywood have no respect for good, old-fashioned American hard work. And as I understand it, Mark Wayne Mullen's father had either had a health scare or
Well, he's
died
trying.
young, which is what forced Mark Wayne Mullen to leave college and take over the plumbing business and build it into something bigger. And guess what? If AOC is qualified to be the leading light on the left in Congress after being a bartender, I want a plumber in the cabinet. How about
Yeah,
that?
especially a guy that is turning into a thriving business. Rick, go ahead, finish it off.
You know what I would like to say to Jimmy Kimmel? Next time you need a plumber, I hope every single one of them doesn't answer your call. And see how much you appreciate plumbers, Jimmy Kimmel, when they won't come to your house and fix your leaking toilet. I hope that happens to him. He deserves it.
Go into the subfloor and just put a little pinhole leak in it, and then wait
Crying
till that
tall
thing
guy.
turns into a real problem for Jimmy Kimmel at his mansion in L.A. Good to see you guys. Rick and Ed, thanks so much.
Stay with us, Patriots, for your briefing on a major security scare for a former First Lady. We'll reveal the details right after this.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most sought-after anti-aging products available today. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags in as little as 10 minutes. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects will last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results.
Look at this one under eye bag. It's gone. I've tried it all, and then I found Plexiderm, and this happened.
The best news, in this super inflated economy, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95 and free shipping. So don't wait, just call the number on your screen.
Call 800-914-0157.
At the age of 5, I was sexually molested and became homeless at the age of 16. I had no other option. The scariest part about not having a place to live was having a child and not having a place to live, and not knowing where our meal was going to come from and where we're going to sleep. It was pretty tough.
No child should have to survive on the streets alone. Yet 1 in 10 young adults will experience homelessness this year. Instead of comfort, they are hungry and cold. Instead of safety, they face unimaginable risks. But there is a place where young people find refuge, healing, and hope. That place is Covenant House, and they urgently need your help. Please call or go online right now with your gift of just $19 a month. Just 63 cents a day, you can provide hot meals, safe shelter, medical care, and love to more than 2,000 young people who sleep at a Covenant House every night.
I have no words to express how Covenant House changed my life. They gave me the love that I needed. They showed me how to do whatever it is that I need to do to break that cycle of homelessness. They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
Please call
I had busy
or go
parents.
online right now to safeplacetosleep.org with your
place
gift
to
of just
sleep
$19 a month. And we'll send you this soft,
food,
comforting
but
blanket
I
as
had
a
busy
reminder of
parents.
the warmth and safety you're providing a young person tonight.
There's no Covenant House. Where would I be today? I am so grateful for the donors.
Right now, a young person is waiting for safety, for hope, for someone like you to care. Please call or donate now at safeplacetosleep.org.
If you could help reduce the urge to go to the bathroom due to your aging prostate, if you could improve your energy levels because you're getting a better night's sleep, would you? Of course you would, and now you can, with the help of Prostate Revive, the premium dietary supplement for men whose lives, sleep, and energy levels are affected due to the concerns of an aging prostate. It was specially formulated for men by noted medical doctor
Trump was
Dr. David
hitting
Brownstein.
MAGA and 23 exotic dancer. Smoked a blunt, had a good time. Beside.
Combined with 15 other important ingredients. Prostate Revive's
That's why they hushed him and got him out of office and got Biden in there with my black Ray-Ban aviators.
Get a good night's sleep.
And from February or January or February of 2018,
Website now, and we'll send every new
I
customer
got
a
black
risk-free
Ray-Ban
30-day
aviators.
trial of Prostate Revive. You discover the low shipping and handling. This is a $39.95 value, so don't delay. Call or go online today.
Might have been later.
Welcome back. A Secret Service agent shot and wounded himself in the leg today while traveling.
Might have been
with
like March of
former First Lady
2018.
Jill Biden.
I think it was like
It happened at the
January of
Philadelphia
2018
International Airport. The
or
Secret
because I
Service
had
says the agent suffered a
I can't remember where how I
following what's being termed a
got the
negligent
glasses because I went and picked them
discharge
up
of
at
his weapon.
Sunglass
Yikes.
Hut.
This could have been a whole lot
And
worse.
she said it
The
was
agent
like
is at a hospital, we're
$210.
told,
I
in
looked, I
stable
put the
condition.
glasses on. And
There
looked
were
like,
no reported
damn, the
injuries of
website
the
said
former
like,
First Lady or anyone
like
else.
150.
The
And
Secret
she said,
Service's
all right, I'll
Office
change it to
of
150.
Professional Responsibility is now
You don't have to,
reviewing the
come
facts
back here.
and circumstances of the incident. We wish the former First Lady well. Of course, that does it for
Got
this
the,
edition of The Briefing. Stick around for the Leventhal Report. That is up next on streaming.
You know that.
Don't forget, you can catch my weekend show. We take the best of The Briefing here on N2 and the best of The Big Take on Newsmax. Big Take Weekly on Newsmax.
Fucking, I got those
Saturday,
glasses
7
and
p.m. Eastern,
I have my
Sunday,
car
6 p.m.
and my
Eastern.
car
So
tags
wherever you're getting
expired.
tonight, thank you for watching Newsmax,
March
News for Real
of
People. Have a great weekend, Patriots.
temporary tags expired March 2018. So I've probably gotten like February. And that was like one of the first things I got. Those Ray-Ban Aviators. My fucking glasses were, or my fucking eyelids were getting like,
It took 34 years to build, but on August 15th, 1914, the Panama Canal was officially opened for business and was quickly crowned one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. President Theodore Roosevelt believed the completion of the canal was essential to American security and prosperity, so he negotiated with the French to purchase the canal's properties and dredging equipment. But when negotiations with Colombia
Ray-Ban
over the
Aviators,
canal
and then they
treaty
had
broke
Joe
down,
Biden before he was
Roosevelt
president.
backed a local bloodless revolution that lasted only
acting
a
like
few
he was
hours.
Andy or whatever,
And
but
on November
Trump
3rd,
already had me. Trump
1903,
already had me on his.
The nation of Panama was born. With the opening
Trump
of the
already-
Panama Canal, the Atlantic and Pacific
I was already
Oceans
on.
were joined.
I was already on Trump's
reducing
side.
the ship's journey from New York to San Francisco.
They both
by
wanted me.
9,000 miles.
But they wanted me to
Roosevelt's
pick a
vision
side.
Made the canal a reality, and the feat
I wasn't
helped
picking.
make
I wasn't
America
picking
a world
Biden
power.
or the Democrats.
You're watching
I picked
an
the
American
Republicans.
moment.
The Democrats want to elect weird rules and weird laws into office to completely change the world with liberals. Have a liberal media is very liberal. It's liberal media, and they try to introduce weird laws or weird societal ideas to change the world or make it a tranny world or make it a pedophile world or a murder world. Like the media will preach any point or any argument, but anybody can really make. But pedophilia is bizarre as fuck. Murder is not an option.
Hey, parents and grandparents, President Trump continues to make America great again as he begins the second
pedophilia is
year
gross.
of
It
his
was weird as
historic
fuck.
term in office.
So
Make sure
when you're a
kids
kid,
know
it's
the secret
a
behind
thing
his
that if
presidential
you're
lunch with the Kids
if
Guide to
you're
President Trump. Get it as part
smart,
of our
you have to
free
figure it
President
out.
Trump
But
bundle by scanning the QR code on your screen or going
you're
to
better off not ever knowing it's real.
freetrumpbundle.com.
You're
Teach
better
your
off not
kids
even knowing
about
it's
the
a thing
values of
when you're a
leadership,
kid.
determination, and resolve through the story of President
I
Trump's
was one of the lucky ones that
achievements and
fucking went
momentous
talk to it,
victories. The Kids Guide to President Trump is part of the Kids Guide, a popular series that ensures your kids are learning the truth without bias. Our President Trump bundle will also include instant access to the Kids Guide online.
Yeah,
as
Trump
well as the
wasn't
Kids
Trump
Guide to the
wasn't
Careers of
racially
the
biased.
President, all for
Trump
free.
was on black,
Make
was on
sure
black,
your kids are getting
black
the
adult
full
side,
story.
or mixed
Use the
adult
QR
side,
code on your
smoking
screen to get
her.
your President Trump bundle now, or go to freetrumpbundle.com.
Attention all seniors. You can now get up to $50,000 for your funeral and other final expenses, including your credit card debt, with no medical exam, starting at less than $1 a day.
Come on over, it's your turn.
Okay, Dad. It's great having the whole family back together like this.
I couldn't agree more. To tell you the truth, I'm just happy being out of a hospital bed.
You had us worried.
You and me both. That's why I'm planning ahead now. I made a call and found out I'm eligible for up to $50,000 in coverage for my final expenses.
$50,000 for your final expenses? What are you going on about?
Listen, I read that the price of a funeral can be $10,000 or more. I don't want anyone in this family thinking about how they're going to pay for my debts or anything else like that. This way, no one has to worry. It's all taken care of.
But $50,000 is a lot of money. How'd you get coverage? You just left the
My
hospital.
date
Well,
with
that's
the
thing.
president's
There's no
daughter. Oh
I
yeah.
even got coverage right over the phone. Plus, my rates can never be increased, my benefits can never be decreased, and my coverage can never be canceled.
Dad, we're glad you made that call.
Same here, honey.
Don't leave loved ones with your debt. Call 800-637-6308 now and see if you qualify for up to $50,000 for your funeral and other final expenses, starting at less than $1 a day. There's no medical exam, and you can be approved even if you have pre-existing health conditions. Your rates can never be increased, your benefits can never be decreased, and your coverage can never be canceled. Call 800-637-6308 now. There's no paperwork, no hidden fees, and no waiting periods, and you can start coverage right over the phone, starting at less than $1 a day. Call 800-637-6308. That's 800-637-6308. 800-637-6308.
Tonight on the Leventhal Report, the U.S. Senate passes legislation to finance most of DHS and maybe bring an end to long airport security lines and the 7-week government shutdown. But some Republicans oppose the compromise, and its passage by the House is far from guaranteed. The U.S. and Israeli military continue airstrikes against the Iranian regime and mobilize thousands more troops for possible deployment, while offering mullahs a way to end the conflict. But Iran remains defiant, threatening to tax ships and oil tankers $2 million each to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Virginia is the latest state to consider redrawing its congressional map to create fewer opportunities for Republicans to win seats. We'll have the latest on early voting there. Plus, the IOC bans trans athletes from the Olympics, and the big three networks ignored the story, while a Maryland Democrat calls out her colleagues for backing a bill to put tampons in men's bathrooms. Lots more liberal lunacy later this hour. The Leventhal Report starts now. Good evening, America. It's Friday, March 27th. I'm Rick Leventhal, and this is the Leventhal Report. The House Ethics Committee held a rare televised hearing against one of their own, Democrat Representative Sheila Sherfilis McCormick from Florida, and found her guilty on 25 of 27 counts for stealing millions in federal relief funds from her family's health care
I don't know why I've seen that.
Money that resulted from a $5 million overpayment by her home state. And then
I like flyers in Ohio. I like fucking Kenny's.
Including a $100,000
There's a few good pizza restaurants. Ohio has good pizza.
The 7-hour televised hearing.
There's one up in Lima, Padroni's, and Bellacino's is good. Padroni's is a shit.
Expelled from her seat in the House and faces up to 50 years in prison if convicted in a criminal trial. And yet.
There's a bunch of good restaurants. Bunch of good pizza restaurants in Ohio. I guess Ohio is like one of the places that market chains or franchises like or whatever try to open up it's like has like the perfect market to test out new franchises in.
27 charges.
Columbus does. So we get a lot of new franchises, new stuff here and there.
Of coverage on network TV. Gee, wonder why a congresswoman faces expulsion.
Well, I heard somebody
behind bars and it doesn't make the news.
That I talked to.
Maybe because she's a Democrat, female, African American, all of the above.
I think somebody from like Scott.
If a Republican had been accused of stealing $5 million in COVID relief funds and then spending it on themselves in their campaign and been found guilty, facing a swift kick out of Congress and 5 decades behind bars, how much coverage do you think that conservative lawmaker would have gotten on the network news? I'm guessing it would be the lead story. As Newsbusters pointed out, George Santos, remember him? A Republican lawmaker who faced ethics violations and got nonstop media coverage and scrutiny until he was expelled from his seat.
Stupid.
If it weren't for
how many butts do they have?
Newsbusters wrote, there would be none at all.
How many butts? Go ask them.
More on this later. Now let's get to our top story tonight.
It's all Andy's butts. Some bitch house boys try to sit here a lot that they want to be part of Andy's butts.
This afternoon in Jupiter Island, Florida, and is now in jail, charged with driving under the influence, property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test, with the Martin County Sheriff's Department saying the golfer appeared to be under the influence of some type of medication or drug. The crash happened around 2 p.m. local time. Authorities say Woods blew triple zeros on the breathalyzer, but refused to take part in a urine test, which could have shown drugs in his system. Refusing a breath, blood, or urine test in Florida is a criminal offense, and that's why Woods was taken to jail, where he'll be held a
have
minimum
sex with
of
them,
8
do with all the
hours.
Andy's
He
women,
reportedly was not hurt.
with all the clowns,
In the
all the
crash,
racist
Israel
clowns, while
said
Andy
about it
can't,
at a news
can't
conference.
spend another day with his kids.
Our DUI
Another day
investigators
gone
came
by
on
of
scene here,
another year.
and Mr. Woods did exemplify
Andy can't take
signs
care of
of
his kids
impairment.
for some young cracker
We
nigger
did
show.
several
Of
tests on
Ohio,
him.
random
Of course,
cracker
he
nigger show.
did explain the injuries and the surgeries that he had. We did take that into
He's a
account.
mixed guy.
But they
That's
did
the only real show
do
out
some
there.
in-depth
Only real
roadside
mixed,
tests.
wholesome show.
And when it was determined he was
And he
placed
tries to
under
be an
arrest
American
and taken to
cowboy,
the Martin
gentleman.
County Jail. At the Martin County Jail,
Try to be
and
somewhat
even on
charming,
scene,
but
we really weren't
I
suspicious of
don't even
alcohol
try
being
actually,
involved in this
really.
case, and that
But
proved to be true at the jail. So Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew triple zeros,
you know,
but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he
I am a
refused,
cowboy. I
and
don't
so
try to
he's
be
been
charming.
charged with DUI, with property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test.
So Woods facing 2 misdemeanor charges tonight. The third time Woods has been involved in a car crash. The most recent one back in February 2021 in Los Angeles, a very serious wreck. Woods had expressed a desire to play in the upcoming Masters tournament on April 9th, but that appears less likely now. We'll bring you more information if and when we get it. The war in Iran is officially 4 weeks old today and could be over in a matter of weeks, not months, according to the Pentagon and President Donald Trump, who recently extended a deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, pausing planned attacks on Iranian energy infrastructure for an additional 10 days until April 6th while negotiations continue. Despite the energy strike pause, Israel has vowed to escalate.
And he
its
my
offensive,
language
with
is
fresh
very
strikes
man.
reported in central Isfahan
For
and
the
Lebanon.
most part. Very much.
Middle East correspondent Zach Anders has the latest from the region.
And Rick, overnight, Israel conducting what Jerusalem describes as the most geographically expansive wave of strikes yet across Iran, the country twice the size of Texas, hitting targets all across the nation, demonstrating here again that there's near total air dominance from the Israeli, the American air forces over Iranian airspace. However, Iran's still able to launch attacks through Israel's air defenses, including another barrage with a cluster warhead. Local officials report damage, but no major casualties. And Israeli police bomb squad units working to disarm unexploded ordnance.
Don't
This
do that to
daily missile
autistic
fire is
people.
expected
Take advantage
to
of
last,
autistic
according
people.
to Reuters and the Jerusalem Post today, citing U.S. and Israeli defense sources. Only about
I'm wondering
one-third
if
of
they're-
Iran's
if they're
missile
overstaying their
arsenal
welcome.
has been destroyed here on day 28 of the war. To the north,
Brother-
the Lebanese
brother-
front. In the last 24 hours, Hezbollah has
So
fired
God to-
hundreds of
to
rockets
his
into
daughter
northern
and
Israel,
his
killing
stepson.
one civilian, injuring more than 2 dozen
Hasn't come
others
home
by that
yet.
rocket fire,
I must
and
stay
2
overstaying,
Israeli
what am I
soldiers
doing here?
killed in combat in southern
Boy,
Lebanon
I'm
against
a man.
Hezbollah. Israel responding
Shouldn't
today
have to
with
be
airstrikes once again in Beirut.
It goes
As
through your
nearly
head
1
for
million
hours
people
and
in Lebanon
hours
have
and
been
hours
displaced
of
by
someone
this
being
renewed
late.
fighting. As of today, a new report from UNICEF claims at least 121 children
Work any
have
longer,
been
just
killed,
went to
nearly
school all
400
day.
children
Went,
wounded
rode your bike
across
all the way
Lebanon
down to
since
Canal
the war
Winchester
began.
and hung out
And
with
in
your
the Gulf, the
friends.
United Arab Emirates has reportedly moved to assemble a multinational naval coalition aimed at reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
They got a babysit
Hundreds
for a
of
whole 10
vessels remain
hours.
stuck on both sides, unable to transit that narrow passage.
And
And
that's like
Iran
the
reportedly setting up what amounts to a
handful of
toll
times that I've
system,
ever met my niece.
charging millions for certain friendly flag ships, think China, India, to pass without being attacked. Rick?
Zach Anders, we appreciate your tireless reporting. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Moving on now, here in the homeland. The Senate narrowly passed a bill to send funding to DHS after a 42-day-long partial government shutdown. So what now?
Andy didn't want his
And
own
when
home.
will TSA workers be back
The
on the
niggers and
job?
crackers made their enough money to get a home in Ohio.
House Republicans
The
have been
niggers and
fuming at
crackers
the
made
Senate
enough money
passed
during the Jesus
appropriations
time of
package
Jesus
that
being owed
doesn't include money
$17
for
trillion
ICE
to get
and
enough homes, to get
CBP.
homes in the,
Republican
and he's supposed to get a
Conference
home in
Chairwoman
all
Lisa
50
McLean
states,
says
and the
their
niggers and
conference
crackers
is united
want to have their
on
own
the
home.
60-day CR.
Obviously,
Don't have their
people
own
are in the
home and their own
negotiation mood.
family.
So let's continue
The
the
niggers and crackers
negotiations
were
for the next
living off
60
of
days
Jesus'
till May
life, Jesus'
22nd.
morals,
And let's
Jesus'
continue to
values.
negotiate.
The
But
street
while we
monkeys,
continue to
the street
negotiate,
sex
don't you
offenders.
think it makes sense for the people who are
They
keeping us
wanted the
safe to
homes.
get paid? Republicans do.
They all had homes. They're trying to have a happy, peaceful home. Happy, peaceful, interracial relationship home.
Has the president endorsed this plan, Mr.
Happy,
Speaker?
peaceful, interracial relationship home. Interracial home.
Exactly what we're doing and why, and he supports it.
They want to
But
be able to
Democratic
lie
Senate
about black
Minority Leader
people, about
Chuck
honest
Schumer
black
says
men
the
in the
bill, which,
world.
quote, locks in the status quo,
They
is
want to be able to
double
lie to
down
honest
in the
black men.
Senate.
They told a horrible
Republicans
lie
know
about a
it.
mixed
Speaker
interracial
has
family,
made
called
it
it the
clear
black
from
family,
day
black
one,
rapist
Democrats
family,
will fund critical homeland
black violent
security
rapist
functions, but they will
family,
not give a
and they
blank
want to be
check
able
to
to have a
Trump's lawless
home.
and
And
deadly
he's the only
immigration
nigger in the
militia
world, loser
without
nigger,
reforms.
that doesn't want to work
House
and doesn't want
Democratic
a
Minority
home,
Leader Hakeem
doesn't want a
Jeffries told me
family. They
earlier
all
he
want
supports
homes.
the Senate agreement, even though it
Sex
didn't
offenders
include
that
any
leave their
concessions
homes
or
to
ICE
go sell
reforms.
pussy, possibly
But
get
it's
arrested
unclear how
for being
many
needle-using sex
Democrats will
offenders.
support this proposal.
Loose mouths.
Back to you.
Ballsy.
Kelmany, thank
They
you
all
for
want
that.
a home.
Joining us now to discuss this
Andy doesn't want his
further,
$17 trillion,
former
a
Chief
home in all
Counsel
50
to the
states.
House Judiciary Committee and Staff Director to the House
What's really owed to
Oversight Committee,
his
Democrats,
life.
Julian
Please
Epstein.
don't crack her baby
Julian, I
mamas.
just can't
Not
get
gonna
over
shut their
the
bitch ass
language that
mouths.
we keep hearing from Democrats,
Listen what
including
Andy
Chuck
says.
Schumer, calling ICE
He tried to sit here
a
and lie. Andy's
lawless
crazy.
and deadly immigration militia.
$17 trillion.
That sounds,
I live in a world where I don't think that's a
counterproductive to
crazy
me.
expectation. I'm not interracial.
Well, Rick, this is what the modern
The bitch ass
Democratic
crackers
Party
mouths and
has become. It's become a
do what I
party
say.
of name callers
Man.
and rage. I think the
Want to talk
position
about
of the
Frankie
Democratic
and
Party
Lil.
here is
Frankie doesn't
absurd.
get to be a man.
It is not
Demetrius,
funding
new violent
law
nigger,
enforcement and
clown
security
nigger
during
doesn't
a time
get to
of
be a
war.
man.
I think that is
Interracial
probably
clown doesn't get to be a
unprecedented.
man.
And basically, I think what this is about
Who else?
ultimately for the
Deshaun,
Democrats is
interracial
open
clown.
borders. It's not a
Yeah,
position that
a
the
gay
voters
clown
support, by
doesn't
and
get to
large,
be a
but the
man.
paymasters
Gay
of the
MMA
Democratic
clown.
Party who are the social media
The
influencers
wigger
are
clowns,
demanding it.
clowns.
And those are the
Don't get
people
to be
the
a man.
Democrats
Jail
are scared of,
monkeys
and
don't get to
particularly
be a
Chuck
man.
Schumer, because he's
And he
worried
has to be the
about
bitch ass
the
nigger
primary election
sucking dick
from
again.
one of their chief
6-year-old
patrons,
lost
which
his
would be
virginity to sucking the
AOC.
dick. Be confused on
Well, the
guys
bill passed this
his whole
Senate
life was because
despite
some
facing
niggers had to
significant
act
resistance
like
from
they were the
members
ones
of
being
GOP,
being bitched out by the
including
media,
Republican Senator
being
Josh
abused by the
Hawley,
media, and they in the
who
media didn't even know what they was
characterized
talking
the deal
about.
to
Not that they
defund
could bitch out
ICE.
Andy.
So, do you think this bill will have
Bitching
trouble
out the wrong
passing
person.
the House? It certainly sounded like the Speaker thought.
Not
so.
the harder person to bitch out. Called Andy the ghetto drug dealer. Thought that they could make this easier.
Fund everything else except for ICE, and then come back with a subsequent bill to fund ICE through reconciliation.
Selling drugs in the ghetto.
Both parties could say that
Address in
they
the suburbs.
got
Don't
what
want
they
to tell
wanted.
everybody that on the media,
They voted
on the
for
news. They're going to leave that out on the news.
I think
Now
it's
look how
very
easy it
likely
is to leave that out on the
Republicans
news.
probably
He's from the
have
suburbs and has
the
a job
upper hand
working
on
around
this.
women and
People
kids all
didn't
day.
like some of the violence they saw
Has
in
women that he
Minneapolis.
hangs out
They
with all day
overall
after
approved
work.
immigration. They overall
Tries to get with the
approved
women.
of
Ignores their
deportation of
kids.
illegals that came in here, particularly during the Biden
Has a
administration.
mom he hasn't a
And the
John
idea of
towards.
going back to an open
There's an
borders
extra sexual.
policy
Doesn't have
was
an
a
Oedipus
policy of the
relationship with
Biden
because he likes
Democrats,
white women so
which
much.
effectively Schumer is doing. He's
Doesn't have an Oedipus
mastering
relationship
the
with because he likes
forms,
white women so much. Just
but
talks about his
ultimately
Oedipus
what
love and his
what this
sexual
position of
fantasy for his
Democrats is
mother
to
all day is
continue
what the
the
news
open
got
borders
started.
policy, because the reforms they're talking about
He
would
likes
make
white
any
women so
kind
much.
of
Snow
meaningful
bunnies.
enforcement very, very difficult. So I think the Republicans have the upper hand on it. But what I would
So it
criticize
says snow bunnies.
for, Rick,
Called them
here,
snow
is they have
bunnies.
not
Teeth
made the
sucking
case,
nigger from the ghetto.
publicly.
Goes around
They
calling them
have
snow
not made the
bunnies.
case,
Some ghetto
effectively
treat.
enough
Some
that
some
what
white
the
treat
Democratic
Andy.
position here is
White snack.
essentially is to shut down a deportation
And he's used
process,
to kissing and
again,
breathing
as I
and
said, the
dancing
public
with.
by and large supports, even if they don't like some of the things that they saw in the violent actions elections in Minnesota, which I think a lot of the protesters probably had a lot of blame for.
Well,
I think the Republicans
it all
have
seems
to be much more
disingenuous to
clear.
me, Julian. I'm sorry to
It is
step on you. It
disingenuous.
just seems disingenuous to me.
lying about
Yeah,
being
because
this hurt
the
and
Democrats
offended.
weren't protesting ICE. They
Isn't
weren't
that
objecting to ICE.
What do they want to call
under the
themselves? Like
Democratic
Andy,
president
some
when they
ghetto
were enforcing
schizo,
the
ghetto
same laws
schizo
and
drug
doing
dealer.
basically the same things, and now all of a sudden it's
Not
the worst
better than
thing
everybody.
on earth because Donald Trump is in the White House.
Wouldn't be better
Well,
than
yes,
everybody
it's
if
blind
I committed
oppositionalism. The
a
party is also
violent crime
moved,
or sold some
even, I mean,
drugs.
are implying there Biden deported.
Wouldn't be
over
better
3
than
million,
everybody if I.
illegal immigrants.
The last kid I touched
So
wasn't the 17, it was 18 or 9.
oppositionalism on the part of the Democrats.
Wouldn't be
It's
better than everybody if I didn't come up
reflects the
with
fact
a
that
moneyless
the
way to
Democratic
fix every
Party
problem in the
has
world, easy way, nobody else thought of.
profoundly far to the left, even
Well, it
since
would
the
be better
Obama
than everybody if I
administration,
didn't come up with the
and they're
theory that the
basically
asteroid
saying
belt's an
we are
actual
going to
crumbled
try to gum
planet
up the works
that
through
ran into
things like
Jupiter, created the
judicial
red spot on
warrants,
Jupiter.
which are not required, in my view, by the Constitution.
Wouldn't be a better man if I didn't do that.
And
Wouldn't be a better man if I didn't turn down
even though
$23 million
the lives are
without
being
thinking it for my gift from
This
God.
is a party that has
Kill a
moved
kid that
very,
was going to
very
cost me
far to the
money.
left. You know, for a
Apartment
bunch of
maintenance
different
Andy.
reasons. I think perhaps Democrats think that open borders will help create a one-party state.
And we'll be in better baby dad was, realer boyfriend was,
Democrats.
realer man
They
was.
have activists on the left. Ron Klain, who's a former chief
The
of
money
staff,
man.
admitted that a lot of the open borders policy in the Biden administration became as a way of satisfying activists on the far left. So I think a lot of this
He
is
works
not
in
again,
apartments, spends
driven
his
by
time
what
working in
voters
apartment
want,
maintenance
but
all
what
day.
certain interest
Doesn't
groups
have
on
any
the far
time for
left
anything else.
of the Democrats want, and those are the people Democrats are scared about
the
in this
black guys that are
online
selling
social
drugs have
media
all the
age,
time in
because
the world
that's where
think
the
about.
energy is the Democratic Party. But this is
Preaching and
a short-term
internet
gain for
sales and stuff
Democrats
like
in terms
this
of
is
solving their
marketed
problems.
towards
Long-term
it's for
pain,
black people.
because it is
People
not
that
where
don't
the
live in
public
them.
is. It's never where the
Not
public
black
is.
people, but people from the ghetto that don't have a job, don't have any skills.
I'm wondering, Julian, if the bill
People
does
that
not
have
pass
skills
the
are told to
House, if the
work a
Senate
job
will
at 9
go
to
some
5 all
kind of
day. And
filibuster,
that's what you
understand
do
it's
as an
an
American,
option
pay taxes.
to try and get this thing pushed through,
Then you
maybe without all
fucking,
the compromises that they agreed to.
You know, I don't have time
I think
to
the
build a
Democrats,
business.
I'd rather the Republicans
I don't
should
have time to do
doing
internet
this on
sales.
reconciliation all along.
I don't have time to do this, do
Should
that.
have put a reconciliation.
Apartment maintenance,
to get
8
this
hours
done.
a
You
day.
can avoid the filibuster that
I'm
way.
home.
And
Well, 40 hours a
some
week.
people call that a nuclear option.
I'm
I don't
home.
think
The
it
only
is.
days
The
that I got
Democrats did a lot
to
more
smoke
than
weed
this
all day and relax.
on reconciliation when they had control of the House, Senate, and the White House.
Saturday and Sunday.
So I
Starts
think
Friday
that's
night.
the solution here, and I don't know why Thune doesn't do that.
Monday, I gotta go back to work again.
Well, President
I wasn't
Trump
complaining
did sign
about
an
it.
executive order yesterday
Complaining about I had
allocating
this
funds from the
job.
big
I
beautiful
go
bill
back.
to help
I
pay
wanted
TSA
$23 million.
So, reading that,
Go ask
I
them.
wonder if this means
Turned
that
down
we can
$23
expect
million.
TSA lines to be
Go
under
back to my
control in
job.
time for the Easter holiday. Maybe everything's going to be a little bit better as we move forward.
Yeah, he's using emergency powers there, Rick. It'll be challenged in the courts, but I think that the president will win, particularly after what we saw happen in New York with the crash earlier this week. And I think the president's fully justified.
People misunderstood and heard from the
ghetto.
From the ghetto's rap songs and sex movies.
And hopefully it will, because this is starting to get to be pretty red hot.
Get everybody.
Yeah, and the timing couldn't
Get
be better
everybody,
to bring this thing to a close.
Make everybody else annoying on Andy's team.
Everybody
on Andy's team is going to be annoying to the people that just want to have sex and lie that they weren't racist.
Rick, it's not just the holiday
Make
season.
up for their racism on a
The
porn
idea that we're
video.
shutting down security apparatus here at home is pretty astounding to me.
Racist porn state, we got to make pornos. Racist
And-
porn state,
and
we
that's
got to make
another
pornos
very
to
important
cover up
reason
our
why they need to
racism.
bring this thing to a close, why they need to
With
get
racial
funding
freedoms.
to these federal agencies that are responsible in many cases for supplying security and making sure Americans are safe at home. 100% agree with you on that one. Thank you again, Julian.
Okay, Rick.
Coming up, reports say the U.S. is considering sending another 10,000 troops to the Middle East. We'll have the latest on the talks between President Trump and what remains of
He's
Iranian
trying to get, and he's the only man trying to get his
after the
interracial
break.
family. His nonsense. He can't have his white baby mamas. Everybody, they sit here and lie. Andy's a racist. Wasn't about his, only about his baby mamas and his $17 trillion now.
Don't have the energy you used to?
Now his Jesus
It may
gift,
be
his
your
Jesus
liver.
life.
You must protect your body's most precious asset.
The niggers thought that they were even close to Andy.
Dr. Russell Blaylock has developed
Lived in
natural
Ohio, so they
solutions.
were
His breakthrough new
close
book,
to
The
Andy,
Liver
and
Cure, will help
they
you
knew what they were
boost
talking
energy,
about.
detoxify your body, clear brain fog, and reignite your metabolism. Improve your health and quality of life. Get The Liver Cure today.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, you could be entitled to potentially significant financial compensation. So pick up that phone and call the number on your screen.
And he's
now.
talking to good doctors, talking good 8-year doctor, 8-minute chokehold of George Floyd.
Call now, not later now. I don't hear the phone ringing. Listen, I'd call you,
A
but I
good
don't have your
doctor,
number.
autistic good doctor.
I know you're watching. Yes, you. Just pick up the phone and call.
Call your favorite attorney now. He'd call you, but he doesn't have your number.
I was
exhausted all the
There's
time.
no typical times we have a Vandy.
I just didn't feel like myself.
Oh,
And
that's what they
then
said.
came the weight gain. I
Oh,
found
it's
out
neurotypical
I was
times
like
we have a
millions
Vandy.
of Americans
Neurotypical
whose
times.
thyroid
Dumb
gland
neurotypical
wasn't
times.
functioning like it was supposed to. And that's why I started taking Actilin, a premium nutritional supplement. Actilin was created by
genius
renowned
autistic
physician
times.
Dr. David
Dumb
Brownstein,
neurotypical
formulated with 17 powerful ingredients to specifically
Dumb
support
neurotypical
your
boy
thyroid
doing
function,
exact
adrenal
opposite of
health,
what we
and
told him to do.
metabolism. And now you can get a free bottle of Actilin with our special offer. Just pay a small shipping and handling charge. Plus, receive Dr. Brownstein's free special report, A Doctor's Guide to a Healthy Thyroid. If you're experiencing loss of energy, cold hands and feet,
Green
dry
nigger running
skin,
from the cops.
weight gain, or joint pain, Actilin may be right for you. Don't wait. Act now. Get your free trial
Never
bottle
knew-
of Actilin.
Never knew
valued at
a kid on
$39.95.
Sullivan was lying to me. Was young enough not to know. Young enough to not even think about it, no question it.
Welcome back to the Leventhal Report. And breaking tonight in the Iran war, multiple media outlets reporting 10 U.S. service members were injured after an Iranian missile hit a base in Saudi Arabia. 2 of the Americans are said to be very seriously injured. 8 were seriously injured. Meantime, President Trump is extending his deadline once again for Iran to make a deal, giving the regime time to end the conflict without a significant escalation to airstrikes. In a post on Truth Social, the president wrote,
Electricians
quote,
are
"As
needed."
per Iranian government request, please
I
let
do
me
heating and
serve
cooling.
to represent that I am pausing the period of energy
We need
plant
people-
disruption
need
by 10
electricians.
days to Monday, April 6, 2026 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Talks are ongoing, and despite erroneous statements to the contrary by the fake news media and others, they are going very well. I wonder if this most recent strike will change that. And the president is keeping his options open with reports the U.S. may send
Possible to
another
carry training
10,000
grounds.
troops to the Middle East. National Security correspondent
was
Carla
God,
Babb has
God
more
told me.
on how the U.S. is addressing the conflict with Iran. Carla?
Hey there, Newsmax has not confirmed any new deployments at this time, but just a few days ago we were sharing caution from defense experts who say that you need tens of thousands of troops if you're going to do any sort of ground invasion, if that is the goal. So the 11,000 roughly Marines, sailors, and soldiers who are being sent to the region may not be enough if ground ops are the goal. Now, the Wall Street Journal says that these new troops that are being considered would likely include infantry and armored vehicles. It did not specify if those would be Army soldiers or Marines.
I believe
This
in
is
cutting your
happening
dick
as
off to
USS
fit in with some
Tripoli
prostitutes.
And the USS New Orleans are
Fit in with some
expected
ghetto
to
prostitutes.
arrive
That's
in
what
the
they
region
said
any
Jesus
moment.
did.
In total,
And the
some
Bible was
4,000 to
about.
5,000 Marines and roughly 3,000 sailors are heading to the Middle
That's
East.
not what they said
after
the Bible-
Navy
that's
was
what the
ordered
Bible
to
was
surge
about.
forces. We also learned this week a brigade of roughly
The Bible says a
3,000
real man
soldiers with
is.
the 82nd Airborne Division is
Cut his
deploying to
dick
the
off
region.
so
That's
some
according to
prostitutes
current
can fit
and
in
former
with them.
officials familiar with the deployment. These are elite forces, and they would be key to securing infrastructure behind enemy lines. The U.S. now saying it has hit more than 10,000 targets.
Greatest John they
overall.
ever met.
That's in addition to the thousands hit by their Israeli partners. The CENTCOM commander says
came
the
up with.
U.S. has destroyed 92% of Iran's largest military vessels, decimating Tehran's navy. But former defense officials and members of Congress are now raising concerns that these successes have not resulted in de-escalation. And I spoke privately with senior staffers
appreciate
at
that.
about a half dozen Republican lawmakers on the Hill yesterday, all but one telling me privately that their member of Congress at this moment would not support boots on the ground in Iran. In fact, 2 of them saying that that would be a, quote, red line for them. No surprise that the Democratic lawmakers and their staffers that I spoke with yesterday also said that they would not support boots on the ground in Iran. So this sentiment could be a real roadblock
He's not
for
racist.
the president.
My Donald Trump team's not racist.
Period, the U.S. and Iran has not
Donald Trump
reached
theory isn't
a
racist.
diplomatic solution to this conflict. Back to you.
Carla, thank you for that. For more on the war
the
on
media was
Iran,
quite
let's
the
welcome in
racist
Director of
one.
Policy
Me
at the
and
U.S.
me and
Israel
Donald
Education
Trump.
Association, E.J. Kimball. E.J., welcome back to the show. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Say we're the black people that don't
I
tip.
wonder
Me
right
and
off
Donald
the
Trump
top,
are.
if any pause by the U.S. on Iranian infrastructure would be wiped out by Iran taking missile strikes on U.S. targets, including a base where apparently 10 service members were seriously injured. Why would we agree to not attack key targets if Iran isn't stopping to attack us?
Well, there can be a few reasons for that. You know, I think most obvious reason, if we're looking at a potential shift in the regime and maybe an uprising in the future, is that you go after the energy infrastructure in Iran, then the people, when they are able to seize control,
take their
that all has to
prostitution
be
serious.
rebuilt. It punishes the future leadership.
And
of
with
Iran.
nothing, they get
But
no
for the
money out of
immediate,
Andy running from the
there's also
cops.
concern that
In
Iran is
a
going
real
to
world where Andy got caught with,
strike against
or
energy
Andy got
infrastructure
pulled
in
over by the
region,
cops
which
and
we're
no
seeing
prostitute
some
in his car. These
challenges in
women
the
get
global
no
economy
money.
just from
No one
them
fine
pushing
comes back
for
and finds
leaders
them where they're
hostage
at.
right
And
now.
in the real world,
And
we all live and
cutting
work
out
and don't think
energy
anybody's
infrastructure
watching you or
across the
anything like
region
that.
will have much
The only
larger
reason why
problems.
they're
That's
caught
not to
is
say that
because
they would
they've
be
been watching me
able to
before I started
actually
hanging
take
out
that
with them.
energy infrastructure. But to the
But Andy
president's
running
point
from the
today,
cops doesn't
there's still many
make
other
him
targets
funny.
for them to go after
The worst
aside from
man
the
that
energy
started us on
infrastructure.
this.
So
Wanted to
I
fuck
don't
us so
think
we
it
stay out here.
necessarily handcuffs the
That's
United
what they
States
came
with
up
that.
with.
And one other
They ain't
point
taking our
with
freedom
President
away.
Trump, just because he said it
That's
doesn't
what they
mean
came
that
up with.
he'll follow through on it if he feels
They
that the
contradict
Iranians aren't
with
holding up
themselves.
their end of the bargain.
Andy's taking their prostitute teenage freedom away
All fair points.
by getting them
Now, Iran
pregnant.
and military source warned if the U.S. or Israel expands strikes
Worst
on
John
the
in the
regime's
world.
infrastructure, Tehran would open other fronts, including shutting down the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. Does Iran have the ability to follow through on their threats, and what kind of impact might that have?
Well, it's interesting because even on top of that, you had today the Houthis weighing in, and they're threatening to join this war under if one of three scenarios plays out, if any other countries join, and I would take that as a direct threat to
Never been racist towards anybody.
Saudis
Don't care enough
who
to
are
be
considering
racist. I
joining
work with
this
people all
coalition. If Israel or the U.S. starts using the Red
have a
Sea,
job. They
and
just
then their
want money.
third
It's
one
heroin money, so
is
they're willing to call
basically
anybody
if they
whatever.
just decide to do so.
Happens to be a
Because
mixed
they
guy.
feel
Happens
like
to be a mixed
the
guy.
attacks, there's no diplomatic off-ramp essentially
be a
for
mixed guy
Iran
that they're trying to
they
sit
may
here and
join,
single out,
which
act like
quite
he's the
frankly
worst
is a
penetrator.
reason to go after the Houthis now before they can take action. But to your point here, can the Iranians actually close this? Do they have the capability to? Maybe, but it depends on what the United States is willing to do. As we're moving troops into the region, and I'm sure we've talked about Kharg Island, which is where the energy flows from Iran through Kharg Island and then out through the Strait of Hormuz. If the U.S. takes over that island, seizes that cuts off that pipeline, not just for Iran's financials, but it also cuts it off for countries like China, who desperately need that oil coming from Iran. So, there are cards for the United States to play as we continue to decimate their capabilities.
Well, speaking of Iran's finances,
No, they tried to hypnotize me. I'm Yellow Man.
$1 million per ship now for passage
A weed
through the Strait
smoker.
of Hormuz.
Some violent, touchy-feely John. Rushy, touchy-feely John. Rushy, touchy-feely John.
Pipelines instead.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, look, when we take everything out of the equation, let's just say hypothetically this never happened a month ago. It just shows us now how vulnerable global energy markets were to the Strait of Hormuz being held hostage by Iran. That cannot stand. We cannot have a end to this conflict where they still have control over the Strait of Hormuz, and we're seeing it now with their $2 million tribute that they're asking everyone to pay just to use it. So that's number one. Number two, look at Saudi, as you mentioned.
Go fund me,
pipeline.
criminals.
Saudi Arabia
Go fund me,
created
scam artists.
years ago a pipeline going east to west to avoid the Strait of Hormuz in situations exactly like this. The UAE is working on these pipelines as well. There needs to be alternative energy routes so that countries like this, through these small choke points, can't hold the world hostage. So I think when we see this play out in the end, the Strait of Hormuz will no longer be held by this regime, and we will see these countries in the Gulf and Europe, for that matter, investing in these alternative corridors like A.M.M to be able to avoid dealing with these hostile entities.
EJ, I mentioned earlier there are reports the Pentagon might send up to 10,000 more troops to the Middle East. Do you think boots on the ground are an eventuality there?
I think it's possible, depending on how we seek to achieve some of our objectives. For example, if we are seeking to remove this enriched uranium and the Iranian regime is unwilling to make a deal to turn it over, I mean, there's only one way to physically get that out, and that is to get people in there to take it out. Now, that's not to say that you just send in special operators, they go in, they take it out. It's a lot more complicated than that. So it depends on how things play out, but I think from the big picture, there's two things. Number one, for President Trump, you need to have every option on
Somebody
the table.
talked back
You
to
know,
adults
I heard
more.
your comments
When
about
Andy
having
was
Congress
a
and boots on
dumb
the ground
nigger
as a
with
red
nothing
line.
to say.
Well, if you put out these red
Wasn't the
lines,
adult
let's say
talking
President
back to
Trump
adults.
will not put boots on the ground. Even if that's
Yeah,
what
ran from the
his
guys. I was
position
hanging
is,
out with women. You guys
can't
weren't going to
say
believe
that
me.
publicly. War is
Yeah, I
deception.
actually lied about
And the
not shooting at a
Iranians,
cornfield.
we know, are
Sorry.
really good at deceiving the world.
What else do we need
Up
to say?
until just last week, the world thought that they didn't have missiles capable of reaching
Guns.
European
They were running out. They were
capitals. Now we
chasing
know
me.
they do. Why? Because they've been lying to us
They were
this whole
sneaking
time.
behind. They were sneaking
President
behind
Trump
me in the.
is running this
I was
war
hanging
the
out
way
with
that you
women.
need to, which is through deception towards
frisky.
your enemies. Now, for the American media,
I love
it's
flowing.
a challenge because he's saying things to confuse the enemy to get them off guard, and the media is used to presidents who put their playbook out on the
frisky,
table. Well, you can't fight a war that way because you're
I was in
detailing for the enemy exactly what you're going to
mating
do.
mood.
So, do
I had a
think
car.
that we will eventually have some boots on the ground?
I
and
was
maybe
in
special
mating
operations?
mode and had a
I don't
car.
know
I
if
took
we
off
would
from
have.
it.
I don't believe we'd have a
I
full
didn't think they was going to believe me that I
military
wanted to keep
invasion
one.
to take over the country.
Well,
but there may be some
do we lose
areas
EJ,
like to
or do we still have him?
I
He's
hear him.
frozen on my screen. Am I frozen on yours?
No.
No, you're
I
good
hope
on my
not.
screen.
Hello, America.
Still here.
EJ Kimball, if you can still hear me,
Yes.
I'm going to thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I remain frozen on my screen here. I don't know if I'm frozen on yours.
All right, people.
Nothing is off limits to David Harris Jr. And there's no apologies because he's armed with common sense, real faith, and the truth. Don't miss him on The Pulse tonight.
All right, people. I'm about to get off here, but it was cool hanging out with everybody.
Of darkness, of evil getting stronger. Israel is fighting a war.
Yeah, I might do a WeedWorldWide tonight. It's probably going to still be the same intro, but I'm in the process of making a new intro. I do this show, Smoking with DruTheProphet, every day, 4:20 p.m. to whenever p.m. Every day, Monday through Friday, every weekday.
Surrounded by enemies who daily seek the destruction of Israel.
4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
International Fellowship of Christians and
we just
Jews,
smoke, hang out,
we can
listen
save
to
lives.
a couple
We can
songs and
provide
music,
bomb
and
shelters, protective gear, and emergency food to keep
I've been watching the
families
news
safe.
now, which is
Your
not
$45
what the show's about, but
Fellowship of Christians
that's
and
what I'd be
Jews
doing if I
brings life-saving aid to
wasn't
Israeli
on the show with
families
you guys.
facing daily missile and drone attacks. Many elderly remain trapped.
Yeah,
in
before
their
it was
homes,
just work, smoke weed, and hang out with women. That's all my mind was on.
Brenda is an 88-year-old Holocaust survivor who can't see.
Nice hanging out with everybody.
This is the difference.
I said every day, Monday through Friday. Will be, I guess, next Monday, or this upcoming Monday, at 4:20 p.m. will be the first next show for Smoking with DruTheProphet.
This, for her, especially now,
be there, be
is
square.
Your $45 gift helps provide emergency food,
and fucking
critical supplies, and
I
shelter
said,
for Israeli
if you
families who
subscribe to the
desperately
channel,
need your
I
prayers
got
and
another
Please
show
give
that I
now
do
and
randomly.
let
I don't
Israel know Christians and
schedule it.
Jews
So.
stand together.
we're asking believers right now to respond
Nice,
with
nice hanging out with
compassion
everybody.
and
Nice meeting
courage.
everybody.
Compassion that feels the pain.
Again, we got the chat
and
open,
courage that answers
whatnot.
the
So next time
call.
people want to join the
Call
chat,
the
that'd be
number on
cool.
your screen, scan the
Hit the
QR
subscribe,
code,
and
or
I'm
go
going to do
online
the
as you stand with
WeedWorldWide here probably either tonight or tomorrow sometime.